You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of the AFL Queensland.
Welcome here to Neil Upton Oval this afternoon for the QAFL match of the round this afternoon. Maroochydore taking on Sherwood here at Neil Upton Oval. Beautiful conditions for football. Little breeze, which unfortunately you may hear come through the special mics. As I say, good afternoon to Riley Guest. Good afternoon to you, Riley.
Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon, everyone joining in on the live stream today on AFLQ's YouTube channel. Thanks to our partner productions in Double Take Sports. Perfect day for football. Not a cloud in the sky. Low 20s. That breeze is blowing around. We've both got jumpers on up here in the comm box. It's a little bit cold.
We are in the shade.
Yes, it's only going to get colder in the afternoon as the game goes on. The wind is blowing directly towards us in the comm box, and you might be able to see as the two captains, Will Fletcher and Josh McGovern, go in to toss the coin, that the centre circle is probably about 10 metres off centre towards us on the comm box side. So that might have an effect, particularly the wingers on this side, you think, David?
Yeah, a little bit skinnier on this side of the ground. So, yeah, it probably will tell you, though, that they probably will take it to the outer side when they want to open the play up a lot. It'll be a lot more space, as you mentioned, as well. So, but a big game, 5v10 this afternoon. So you would think if Sherwood are to have chances of playing finals in the top 8, this is a must-win for them.
Yeah, they've definitely got finals aspirations. They had a brilliant start to the season, winning 3 games early on the trot, but their form line as of late hasn't been too impressive. So they'll be looking to turn things around today. It's almost a season-defining clash for them. Lose and their prospects of playing finals becomes very, very difficult. Yeah,
we're having a look at the draw a bit earlier. They've got I think, Morningside. They've got a couple of top sides in the last 2 games, so they've got to try and bank as many wins as they can. But Maroochydore, on the other hand, they'll definitely be having finals aspirations, you would think, and a good opportunity for them this afternoon to really, I think they're about 2 games in the top 8 at the moment, but a real chance for them to cement that spot and even with the opportunity of a top 4 finish.
Yeah, and a chance to inflict some revenge. In fact, the last time these two sides played earlier in the year, I was talking about Sherwood getting off to a strong start. They comprehensively defeated Maroochydore at their home ground by 5 or 6 goals.
Yeah.
Led from start to finish. So they'll be looking to replicate that early. So Sherwood are kicking. They want the toss to kick into the left of screen. Probably, we look at the sides. We've got 5 players in across the 2 teams that were part of Queensland's emphatic victory last weekend over Tasmania down in Tassie in the state representative game.
So 2 from go to vote.
2 from Sherwood, the captain of both Sherwood and Queensland, Will Fletcher, and Jared Cameron, who popped up to kick 2 goals. And then from Maroochydore, the 3 youngsters, Ruckman, Max McDonald, Hunter Moore down back, and Bailey Hahn. All 5 of them have contributed.
Some very handy acquisitions back for their clubs today.
Absolutely. I
think you mentioned Owen Collins as well. Been
7 games in the VFL this year for Southport. And a little bit of junior talent as well from Sherwood. They've got a young player playing up from the club's junior 17s teams today as well. I was having a look at the team sheets earlier. For Sherwood, Jared Cameron's their leading goal scorer on 22, and then Maroochydore, just the 2 tours today. Aaron Wilson, 26 goals. Mitch Schollard, 22. No Elliot Cavallaro, although I was talking about him in the pre-game. Kobe Young, I'm interested to see. He kicked 6 goals a couple of weeks ago here against Cooperoo. Backed it up with 2 against a very good Morningside.
Yep.
So exciting to see him come through from the club's Colts program. Got Eminem playing on in the background. They do the music quite well here at Maroochydore.
Thunderstruck for the Roos. And
bit of lose yourself to get going before the game starts. So umpires today, thanks to Bradnam's Windows and Doors, Field, Frank Rayson, Harrison Brown and Miles McLennan, Boundary, Richard Aparicio and Roger Carpenter. And the goals, Emily Hill and Lachlan Borthwick as the siren goes. Just to get underway here at Neil Upton Oval. The TPIL lawyers QAFL action, and that's not the good bounce. That'll be coming back.
Do I recall we had this the last game we did here as well?
I think we did. I think that might have been when the centre circle was back in play. So glass against McDonald, Max McDonald, and unsurprisingly, Govan just dancing his way through traffic. Sends his side up and inside forward 50. Intercept mark taken. Ryan Gilder. Wormburner along the ground in the middle of the ground here. Chance for the Roos to punish a Sherwood error. A strong tackle by the Magpies forces a stoppage. I think we can see the wind already having a bit of an effect.
Rucks do battle again this time. It was McDonald with the hit out. Clearance, though, might go the way of Sherwood. They do. They bring it out through Fry, the deputy vice skipper. And they can go forward inside 50. Coming out there, it looked like Prest. Darcy Prest, was it? Or Jonathan Giles. Might have been Giles. The ball comes out now. Here's another chance. Player taken. Or umpire, I think he said it's taken high. And it'll be a Sherwood free kick and resulting shot at goal.
I think it's Harry Jones, number 28, who actually slipped as a kick from Giles came in. It was a good kick, but Jones lost his footing. He was able to follow up with the second effort and win a free kick. As you spoke about in the pre-game, David, moving the ball to the fat side, Sherwood did once they won that clearance.
Yeah.
Giles, just inside the 50. Struck it very wide to the right. Was hoping the wind would bring it back, and it did not. So the opening score of the game. Minor score.
Kick comes in. Govan, the skipper for the Roos this afternoon.
I think this is his third disposal already.
Already, yeah. Been busy. Goes with the left foot. Brings it towards the wing. Big McDonald's there, but getting back with the flight was Jack Austin. Takes a good mark for Sherwood. You'd say they might be kicking into a slight breeze for them. It's probably more across the ground, but I would think this is the scoring end to the right.
It tends to be the clubhouse end here at Neil Upton Oval. Ball's at the top of the 50 for Sherwood. No clean disposal so far. Ball flicked out to Fletcher, the captain, on the instep. He's got someone leading out of full forward. Can't take the mark. Roos have the numbers to mop up. Warren. Long hand pass to Ronchi. Zach Stone to Delaney. Back to Ronchi. So they work the ball up by hand to just backward of centre. And a nice kick in the middle of the fan finds Brad McDonald on his return from a quad injury. He holds it up for a moment. He's got Wagner long on a forward flank, and the kick's out in his direction. He gathers cleanly on his left foot to the hot spot. Wilson from behind. Scollard just read it perfectly. I think that's someone who knows the conditions here at Neil Upton Oval and knows the dangerous spot as a forward. That was a brilliant transition play from Maroochydore. We say it all the time up here.
Yeah.
But they just ran it out through hands from the back line. Brad McDonald, it was a good kick out in the path of Wagner, allowed him to run onto it as opposed to having to stop and turn. And then Scollard taking the mark at the top of the goal square. Covens coming to the bench for a rest as Mitch Scollard from point-blank range gets the opening goal of this afternoon's match.
I think he might have kicked 6 the last time we were here as well, I think, Mitch Scollard.
Kicked a bag against Mount Gravatt.
Yep.
He's had a good year. He'll be hoping for a few more of those today.
A good start for the Roos. They get the opening goal of the game here this afternoon. We're just over 3.5 minutes in. One goal straight, 6. Sherwood just the one behind. I think Wagner, I think I said he'd had a quiet game last time for the first 3 quarters and absolutely lit it up in that final term.
Go ballistic. So we can see the effect of where the centre circle is. We've got Austin and Wagner on this wing.
Yeah, and almost midfielders, aren't they?
Yep. As McDonald, or Max McDonald and Glass go at it. Thomas, the hand pass to Hahn inside forward 50. The Roos go again. They've won both centre clearances so far today, 2-on-2. Well picked up by Sherwood. Looking for their captain Fletcher and finding him. He holds the ball up. They're using that fat side. That's where the kick goes. Finds a target to Fry. Won a premiership with Maine last year. Gives a hand pass to a runner, and they'll go inside forward 50 on this kick. It's to the hot spot. They've got 2 out the back. They need it to sit. Comes across nicely, does Adam Smythe. Causes the intercept. Here goes Ronchi out of defence. Has a bounce. Tucks it under his arm. Has another one. Runs it out of his defensive 50. Kick not the best. Cut off by Fry. Tries to take on Zach Stone in a tackle. Don't know how he got rid of it, but the ball spilled out. And then Maroochydore wrapped up a tackle to cause a stoppage.
Would have been a tad lucky there. Fry tried to do the old don't argue, but wasn't going anywhere in the tackle. Umpire will come in and ball it up again. No, he's found a free kick. It'll go the way of the Roos. That outer side. Got a player leading there. In Robinson. Doesn't go that way. Goes to, is that Wagner? It is. And he gets and goes now, Wagner. Goes onto that left boot, but kicks it from the instep of his right boot up towards full forward. And Wilson takes the mark, only about 35 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. A good start for the big forwards here for the Roos. Good early signs for them. 5.5 gone, opening term.
Just watching that was Wagner, who was the winger that started on this side. He's taken the mark in the middle of the ground, and his opponent, Jack Austin, was almost getting across to that marking contest as the spare. You can kind of see where those two players went in the terms of the matchup.
Wilson, 26 goals so far this year. Comes in, deliberate approach. They like it a lot, and they've got their second. The Roos go to 2 straight 12. Sherwood, 1 behind. Good start for the key forwards.
And that's 2 scoring chains that have basically started with a rebound from Harrison Ronchi down the defence. He's tucked the ball under his arm both times. Bailey Hahn's come off for a rest. Josh Govan straight back into the midfield. It was well defended by Adam Smythe. Didn't take the mark, but Sherwood had 2 players get goal side and when that ball went inside their forward 50, but Smythe stood up, or jumped up, to affect the intercept. We see Austin and Wagner lining up there in the middle.
Magpies need to respond here for Sherwood. So umpire throws it down. McDonald got the hit out. They should get the clearance. Governs there. He might have been pushed in the back. The umpire said no. Play on's the call. Now Fry goes through as well. The umpire's found a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Roos, holding the ball. They can go forward again inside 50. The long kick goes in that direction. Comes to the front of the pack. No mark taken. Scollard was there. Wagner picks it up. Feeds the handball back. Here's a chance for them to go forward in towards full forward. Spills off hand. Scollard kick partly smothered. They've got numbers there. Maskin. He tries to bring it out of defence, but it's a turnover again. And a quick snap around the body by Will O'Dwyer, and he kicks the goal. Great start for them. I think they've gone inside 53 times for 3 goals.
3 centre clearances, 3 inside 53 goals. You will not find better efficiency in any of the key facets of football with that start. And it's the key players from Maroochydore getting their hands on the ball. Ben Thomas, 2 centre clearances. Josh Govans had the other 1. 2 of their 3 goals have come from their 2 key forwards. Wagner's had a couple of touches. Govans had 3 or 4 touches. Thomas was the one who sent it inside forward 50 again. He'd be up to 5 or 6. It's their key players getting their hands on the ball. And interesting, like Sherwood rolled 2 of their half-forward flankers up from that centre clearance. Maroochydore kept the 6 forwards, but all their half-forwards partly rolled up about another 20 metres, which meant the lead-in space was there for Scollard and Wilson to move into. It's McDonald to hit out, and it looks like Sherwood might get the centre clearance. McDonald throws him, and umpire calls a sling. So Elijah Glass has had midfielder working forward. Finds him. It's Connor Ashcroft. Wheels on his right foot. Sends it to a spot about 30 out. Now Maroochydore should cut this off coming in from the side. Is that Wagner?
I think it is. Showed great courage going back with the flight.
He might have hurt himself.
Yeah, he might have too. A little bit slow to get up. Certainly showed plenty of courage.
Just pokes it into the pocket to Smythe. It's Jaden Banks.
Lucky Stewart.
Lucky Stewart. We've definitely got some numbers that are different to what we've got on our team sheet. How often do we find that? Not a good kick. We'll be coming back to Sherwood. Cooper Stone actually hands it off to Jonathan Giles. And the umpire says you've got to give it back to Stone.
Right under the commentary box. Stone goes down the line. Kick was killed off and knocked over the boundary line for a throw-in.
I can tell you who spoiled that without even having a look, because the cheers coming from the Maroochydore box. It was Hunter Moore. He was in the stateside last week. Right up in the Sid Guildford trophy votes as well, the Coaches Award. I don't think he's in the top 6 at the moment. But best on ground in the QAFL Reserves Grand Final last year. And brilliant transition to senior football.
Kick goes around the body. That was okay from Harris. Gets it just outside attacking 50. Stacks on the middle. Now how's the umpire going to see it? He's going to play holding the ball. So you might have just sat on it.
That's Ronchi again.
Yeah,
having a very good start. He goes backwards. Didn't really want to kick up the line into the wind. And this kick's going to go to Gavin. It's got to be good. It's well spoiled by Sherwood. And it's a live ball in their forward line. Fletcher's around it, can't gather, knocked off it. Ball fed out to Moore. He's going to have to just dump it down the line towards the boundary. Wilson's going to fly at it. So is Harris for the Magpies. Stone at ground level. There's Glass trying to burst through. Gets a hand pass away, but no clean disposal. They go out the back. Delaney flicks it forward. Stone gathers. They're keeping this ball alive somehow. Boundary umpire in the perfect spot to say play on. Big fly by Robinson. No mark. Well fed out by Meek into the back. And they can switch it fat side. Collins puts it in the path of Slater. Inside forward 50. Getting out the back. Should be a mark to the Magpies. Plays on. Kicks a goal. Ethan Duke. First goal of the day for the visitors. Off a switch transition play that they've tried to execute. And that was their best kick going inside forward 50 all day, David.
It was. Just got out the back, didn't he? And
the wind kind of seems to be carrying the ball at that end that little bit further. I think that's what happened on that kick as well.
Is that Ethan Duke?
27?
Yep.
Yep.
So, Sherwood, get the quick reply. It is Zaruso, 3 straight 18. Sherwood, 117. 11 points. Just ticked on 12 minutes here in the opening term.
Their pressure's been very good, the Magpies. Can't fault it. Because it all started with the spoil on the kick to Govan.
Yes. Yep.
And Maroochydore were forced to play almost panic sort of football, trying to take territory. No clean disposal. It's Wilson in the ruck. A bit far away from home for him. He's up against Harris, and this time it'll be thrown up. We might need to keep a track on how many bad record bounces we have today. It's 2. Harris shows his experience to win the hit out. Ball fed out. Oh, Glass fumbled at the crucial moment. Govan dived on it. Ball spilling around. Players from both teams in the end. It's called for a stoppage. So even here, Sherwood are rolling their numbers up to the stoppage. Harris the height advantage, the hit out. More gathered, wrapped up straight away after Sherwood gained about another 10 metres of territory. Inside their forward 50 now. Definitely feel like the ball's been down their end of the ground more so. It's Harris, another hit out. Hand pass, Brad McDonald taken to ground by Fletcher. Ball out. Maroochydore every time they just go forward, very efficient.
Yes, they have. As we mentioned, probably only 3 inside 50s for 3 goals. Here's an opportunity though for Sherwood. The handball just missed its target. They still maintain possession though. Handball comes out the back to Clark. Jeff Clark, he's locked up. An attack on the umpire says I'll have it, just inside attacking 50. So, a trail by 11 points. Close to halfway through this opening term. Got a real effective hit out. Ball came out again. That looked like Clark again. Handball was partly smothered and it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in.
It's been a very one-on-one.
They've just settled nicely though now, Sherwood, the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yep. It's a very one-on-one game everywhere around the ground. And these midfield stoppages, or these stoppages around the ground, are also very one-on-one. There's no spares. Not a lot of separation between players.
Wilson's up there doing the ruck work. Long way from home as well. They will get the ball out. They'll bring it out of defence. Might have been Ronchi again. They get it up towards centre wing. Chance for Sherwood though to turn the ball over. The kicks. This is the dangerous one that comes in board. It's okay. Austin takes the mark. Wants to go quickly, but his kick was chopped off by Wilson. Now they should be on with the overlap here, as you just mentioned as well. Handball came out over the top. That wasn't the best for Scollard. He's going to go back and get his own football. And he's locked up in a tackle as soon as he picked it up. So
great defensive running by the Magpies.
Yes, I was going to say they were certainly out with what looked to be a certain scoring opportunity.
Giles just kind of managed a way to make sure Wilson didn't touch it. Stone the delayed give to Hahn, wrapped up straight away. Ball spills out. Thomas there. Like, the pressure's really high at the moment. There's not a lot of easy football out there. Harris hits it out the back to no one in particular, and his teammates get there first. Kick out to the flank. Spoiled by Ronchi. He's probably best on ground at the moment. Thomas back to Brad McDonald. Dump kick on his boot. Goes about 30 metres. They've got to fly for it. That's a free kick. Should be a free kick for...
Push out.
Yep. Front on contact. So it's going the way of Jack Austin.
Started well as well.
He's playing on a wing today.
Well, but won't be the required distance, I don't think. Well, the umpire's paid it. It was okay. It's Elijah Glass. Glass kick. Finds a teammate. That works out okay in Collins. Collins goes in short. Spots up another player there in McCarthy. So McCarthy with a real little worm burner in towards attacking 50. They've got plenty of numbers here, though, the Roos. They should be able to bring this out of defence with a chain of handballs. Just got to sit. Didn't quite sit as he would have liked for Stone. They go back in. They put the tackle on Austin. He's going nowhere, and the umpire says, I'll have it, thanks, boys. Then a wing.
They're just a little bit off with their fundamentals at the moment, Maroochydore. Some of those hand passes, they're probably not easy at full pace, but if you want to be a side that transitions the ball quickly, you've got to be able to execute those skills, and they're just that third or fourth hand pass at the moment isn't working for them. It's the second time that they've fumbled in the middle of the ground. As a free kick's going to go the way of the Magpies here. Glass starting to get involved, and he's had a big swing and somehow missed it. Not really sure what he was thinking there. He had time to go back. I think we're going to see a free kick for holding the ball here. He's dragged it in. So Wagner was the player on the ground, but he's the player who wins the free kick. Now, that's how you execute a hand pass straight away. Jonty McIver inside forward 50, out the back. Thomas Holt takes the mark, 45 from goal. Scollard puts his arm up and tells him to go for goal. That wind will take it a little bit left to right, but he does have a good kick on him, Thomas Holt.
Kicked a couple last time we were here. Played in defence, if I recall, at full-back, and then went forward and got two, and they sent him back to full-back.
He's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It. He can play anywhere on the ground. He's here on his approach from 50. Loads up on the right foot. I tell you what, it's a pretty good kick. Thomas Holt from 50.
Well, if you can kick a football like that, you can see why the coach would swing him forward.
He definitely arced out around on his right foot.
And again, they maintain their perfect efficiency for Maroochydore.
4 for 4, I think, inside forward 50. Again, quick ball movement. Wagner winning the free kick. Hand pass to McIver. Straight inside forward 50.
And you're right, and McIver didn't break stride. That was the handball that they've been trying to execute.
Well, when they go back and review this one, Sherwood, Glass might want to not watch that missed hand pass. Because even if he'd hit it, his teammate almost would have been under pressure.
Under pressure as well, yeah.
But you can see that they also want to try and move the ball quickly.
Exactly,
And they've probably been better at using the fat side of the ground where there's lots of space on that far side. We go back to the middle. Max McDonald probably got a hand to it more so. Another centre clearance courtesy of Ben Thomas. McIver, he's got Scollard. Protects the drop zone well. Kind of shoved off it. Wilson, Hahn, can he gather? He can. Shot on goal, hits the post. Those centre clearances are really dangerous for Sherwood at the moment.
Yes, they're putting the Magpies' defence under enormous pressure. That kick's okay. Spots up a teammate there in Cooper Stone. Stone goes out wider, finds Collins. Collins takes the mark between half-back and wing. Got a player inside if he wants to use him. Well, he does go that way eventually. That's Harry Jones, who gets it, and he wants to move it quickly. Should be a chain of handballs coming up to Slater. Slater now with the delivery. The kick inside 50. Spots up a teammate and just put it out in front, and that was a good kick in the end. And the mark was taken by
Dylan Nelson. Brilliant forward craft from Nelson. Didn't allow his opponent to have any sort of touch at all. There was complete separation. In all honesty, probably not a great kick in terms of how high it was going inside 50, but it gave Nelson the time to work around and manoeuvre his opponent. As he comes in from directly in front, that is a brilliant kick. That is a great kick from Dylan Nelson. The wind has caused problems for both teams today, but not for him on that occasion. And Sherwood get their second and a quick response The margin to an even 2 goals.
Yep, 4-1 plays 2-1. 20 minutes here into the opening term. Entertaining opening term, it must be said as well.
They're very similar styles of football, how both teams want to play.
Yeah.
Both look to move the ball very quickly. And they like to transition. That kick in the middle of the ground, I think it was Collins to Harry Jones, really opened up the field again. And even if Jones, well, he had Cooper Stone there. Actually, it wasn't Stone, so it was another teammate who was leading in that space as well. So you can see that they very much want to use the centre corridor. And that ball in through the centre square. There's Max McDonald, the hit out against Jones. Probably no centre clearance this time for either side. Sherwood rolling 2 forwards up. Looks like their wingers dropping back and his opponent's going with him. So Max McDonald front position, and he's going to win a free kick for a hold against Jones. Good ruck craft. Someone running by for a hand pass.
Yeah, I was just looking for that.
It's there on his
There
left
it
if he
is.
wants it.
Yep.
The smart option is to send it forward. So just inside forward 50 they go. Scollard keeps the ball alive. Sherwood have the numbers. Players from both sides dive on it. Spills out. It's a good tackle. Umpire said he got rid of it. Dinky little kick found pressed. And a chance to rebound for the Magpies.
They can get it up towards centre wing. Leading the race there was Gilder. Gets back first. Couldn't take the ball cleanly though. Chance for the Roos. Bring that ball out of defence. They do now with a handball. Now the short kick is a good one. Spots up Robinson. Robinson too far out to score, but his kick wasn't good. He tried to go with a little worm burner inside 50, but it was too low. The umpire's found a free kick, has he?
Free kick for high.
Okay, so it's going to go back to the way of the
Slater.
Magpies to Jack Slater. And the first time going inside 50, they weren't efficient, didn't score that on that occasion. The kick was good, makes it into the middle of the ground. Players dive on top of the football. Handball came out there from Fry. Can go forward again. How's the ball going to sit? It does okay for McCarthy. Eventually feeds a handball off. Now they just soccer it inside 50. A couple of toe pokes now. The Roos have got numbers. They can bring it out by hand and foot. The kick is dangerous. It's short to a 50-50. And that will cause a turnover, and the turnovers could be costly because it's going to result in a shot at goal.
Jared Cameron.
For Jared Cameron, 22 goals, their leading goal scorer this year for the Magpies.
They're very dangerous, the Sherwood forwards. They get goal side very quickly. As soon as that ball was turned over, Cameron was off.
Well, that's a couple turnovers with short kicks to 50-50 and coming out of defence. Cameron, he's going to start it way out to the right and hope the breeze brings it back. But it's, I don't know if this is going to be out of bounds on the full. Boundary umpire was right there. I thought it might have hit the behind post, the padding on the full. They're just deliberating.
Bit of a conference, and it's going to be out of bounds on the full.
Yep.
I must admit, that kick into the middle of the ground was super risky from the Roos. They didn't have the numbers. Again, it's probably Sherwood's defensive running, which has been
There's
really
another
good.
short kick, and that's not good either. This might result in a turnover. Well, not quite, but they get a stoppage inside 50.
Smythe would like to have that one again.
Yep.
It was unnecessary, to be honest. He just, as soon as the free kick was scored, he played on straight away. So Ronchi, another disposal. Been very efficient, very effective today. Gives it off to his captain, who boots it high and long out of defence. And Wilson's just plucked it. Now, no one's forward of the ground for the Roos when he kicked that. Well, no one on the ground at all. So Sherwood are getting numbers back. That's a good tackle on Jai Bennett. Results in a stoppage. The Roos won't mind that.
No, if they got the ball out there, then they would have been away. Holt was running back to the goals. And he had 10 to 15 metres on his opponent. But they did well to hold it up there, Sherwood. And they're going to hold it up again and get another stoppage. That was Fry. Applying the tackle. Just ticked on to 25 minutes here. The opening term, 2 straight goals the difference in favour of the Roos. Kick comes back towards the middle of the ground. Well, players overran the football. They've got numbers here, the Roos. They've just got to be careful.
That's holding the ball. That was Nelson on Harry McIver. Nelson wastes no time. Goes for goal. McDonald dropped the mark in the goal square. Brad McDonald it was, and then rushed it over. Got away with one in the end there, the Roos did. It was just a bit of lacking game awareness.
That's a
Harry
better kick
McIver.
in.
Brilliant kick in. Finds Harry McIver. It's a dangerous part of the ground for the Roos to try and launch an attack. But he's held up. He's going to go long to a contest, looking for Wagner. Man in front takes the mark, plays on straight away. Kick to Fry on the bounce. Got a terrible half volley. They can go through the middle. Scholar, Coven. No one inside forward 50. Wilson from behind. Forward Craft manipulated it, followed it up at ground level. Austin did quite well to hold him out. Scooped on and picked up nicely. Hand pass to Stone. Dinky little kick. Grubbers along the ground. Govan can't take, Scholar can't take it. I'm starting to get those two mixed up, and I shouldn't. Fry, a good relieving hand pass wide. A bit of time for his teammate to ponder his options. He kicks it high and long up to the wing. Couple of players under it. Maroochydore spoil each other. Hands out the back. Smythe with a couple of moments. Gathers, works around to tackler. Not his best kick going forward. It's high to half forward. Sherwood with the numbers. Austin dropped the mark he should have taken. Max McDonald taken down and a good tackle by McDonald. Fry, half back. Poor kick. Thomas sits under it. Takes a chest mark. Now he wants to slow it down. He's got a man at centre half forward. If they switch it to the fat side, they could work across numbers here. More.
Got a player in short here. Oh.
That's that wind having a bit of an effect. Holt to Govan. To Ronch. Ronchi, he's played well. His kick asks a lot of Kobe Young feet to hand pass out, and it's going to be an open goal. Lockie Stewart. Good team play in the end by Maroochydore.
Yeah, just work their way through it nicely in the end. A handy one for them. Deep in this opening term, they move to 5-1-31. Sherwood 2-2-14.
They're just the more of the composed side of the two sides. They were much more composed there. There was a bit of back and forth between wing and half forward for the Roos, and that kick by Fry was probably the really damning one, because Thomas had all the time to take a chest mark. And good bit of play by Hunter Moore. As soon as he got it, even though he missed the kick, he was looking to a dangerous spot. He found Wagner, or was looking for Wagner. And Harrison Ronchi is having a brilliant first quarter from down back. He'd be having close to a dozen disposals so far, and every one of them's resulted in either a score or been effective to a teammate.
Umpire now just waiting for them all to get in their 6-6-6 positions. At time, good bounce. Doing well in the ruck work there was Harris. He got the hit out, and they will get the clearance through the vice captain there in Prest. Darcy Prest gave it off to Mitchell. Kick was really short. Now the handball comes back to Gilder. Gilder goes in short as well. That's okay. Spots McCarthy. McCarthy delivers looking for Cameron inside 50. Couldn't complete the mark. Now he's got a problem. He's tackled and the ball's held up right on attacking 50.
Brilliant leading lane there by Jared Cameron, but credit to his opponent Cooper Delaney. Probably just got a fist in there on the second grab. Helped bring it to ground level. It's a brilliant hit out. And it got to Jonathan Giles, who sent a high kick up into the 50. No mark taken at ground level. The Magpies were there, but they couldn't be clean. But their forward pressure's been quite good today. There's another tackle inside forward 50 for them, so they'll have a ball up about 30 from goal. I'm hearing 30 seconds from the Maroochydore bench. I might thought they would have had a little bit more time. They've had 7 goals. It's an entertaining opening term. Moore tapped it down in the end. Hahn wrapped up straight away, driven into the ground by Isaac McCarthy.
Inside attacking 50 for the Magpies. They'd love to get one back just before quarter time. Player just pushed out there. The umpire said it was okay, but this might be a high tackle, is it? No, the umpire said it was okay, so they hold up well in the end, the Roos. Around about 40 metres out from Sherwood's goals. Ball was up there. Now, a little quick kick there was by Fry. Didn't quite get boot to ball. The umpire says, I'll have it again, thank you. Still another opportunity. The stoppage. We're just over 30 minutes here in the opening term.
Wilson, a very long way away from home. Fletcher can't gather it cleanly. And then a free kick high going the way of the Roos as the siren goes for quarter time. And Ben Thomas just launches a torp 50 metres up the ground for no reason. So we've got Maroochydore, bit of the fast start. They kicked 3 of the first 4 goals. They lead at quarter time 5-1-31. Sherwood 2-2-14. All single goal kickers for both sides. So for the Roos, Willow Dwyer, Mitch Schollard, Thomas Holt, Aaron Wilson and Lockie Stewart. Have you got the Magpies
I've
goal
got the
kicker
Magpies, yes. Ethan Duke and... Well, I've got Elijah Kim, but I don't think that's right.
there? Dylan Nelson.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they are the goal scorers, but a quarter time here at nil Upton Oval, just repeating 5-1-31, Maroochydore Kangaroos, Sherwood 2-2-14. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the second quarter. This is QAFL football.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Welcome back to Nil Upton Oval, quarter time here. Both sides just breaking from their huddles. If you've just joined us, reminder of those scores. It's Maroochydore 5-1-31, leading Sherwood 2-2-14. I can tell you in the AFL, it is the Adelaide Crows leading the Western Bulldogs by 19 points in that one at half-time.
A bit of a shootout, actually. Aaron Norton and Riley Thilthorpe, 4 goals each to half-time.
Yes. And speaking of shootouts, we've got some other games you can bring us just before we get this second term underway.
Yeah, so other games in the TPIL Lawyers QAFL action. Morningside by 29 points over Mount Gravatt. Noosa 5-6-36. Cooperoo yet to score. Palm Beach, Currumbin have just gone ahead 15-9 against Aspley. Redlands, Victoria Point lead Surfers Paradise 40-20. That's a top 4 clash, and probably not the surprise, but the really interesting one, Labrador and Wilston Grange. Wilston Grange 6-1-37, Labrador 2-3-15. That's 7th versus 8th. 8th currently leading as the siren goes. Second quarter action here at Neil Upton Oval. It is a bit fresh in the box with the wind. I'm sure you can hear it through the audio mics. It's a pretty good bounce by the umpire. It won't be recorded. It's going to be the winger, Austin, winning the clearance from McDonald. So Sherwood the chance to go forward. But Harrison Ronchi probably best on ground in the first quarter.
Well, if it's not him, the person he gave it to.
Yeah, Josh Wagner. He is a very good footballer. He's dominated up here for a couple of years now. The Roos have worked the ball up forward to their half-forward line, but it will be rebounded. Owen Collins been very handy for his side so far. I feel like that wind maybe has just changed a little bit, maybe blown a bit more advantageously to the right-hand side as Fletcher flicks a hand pass over the top to Giles. Goes back and gets it taken down, and a strong tackle.
It was Wagner with the tackle. He wasn't getting past him.
I probably need to put a point next to Wagner for being pretty handy in that first term.
Certainly has been. He's got the ball inside defensive 50. Normally a good kick of the football. Gets it up towards centre wing. They'll maintain possession. Ball come to McIver. He was good in the opening term as well for the Roos. Jonty McIver. He's got a player in the middle if he wants to go that way. He doesn't. And it goes up towards half forward. McDonald's there. He's taken down the tackle. Just release the football. They keep it alive. Here's an opportunity for them through Young. Kobe Young goes in towards full forward, where it goes through for a minor score.
So Sherwood waste no time, bring the ball back into play. Austin. He's done a lot of running so far today. Finds his captain. He gives it back to Austin, running off. Through the middle of the ground, his kick goes. It doesn't sit too kindly for Slater, but he's smart enough to just kick it forward. Moore wins the race back, sweeping hand pass to Delaney. So to true centre-half back position, he's going to send it fat side to Brad McDonald. So the youngsters, the three of the four youngsters Maroochydore have in their back six, playing a vital hand in that rebound as McDonald goes to Stone. In a true centre wing position, he's going to wheel and deal right into the middle of the ground. Finds one of his on-ballers, Jonty McIver. Great kick, and it opens up the chance for the Roos as they go inside forward 50. Front position, the Roos can't take the mark. Bit of forward pressure. But Cooper Stone, good composure. Oh, Ronchi impeded there. And it's a free kick. Connor Ashcroft on the half-back flank.
Ashcroft, with the pink boots on, brings it the outer side. Unrealistic attempt by Cameron, I would imagine. The umpire said yes.
He got up very high.
Before acceptance, isn't it? I haven't got a 2.
It's Jackson Fury, sorry.
Right, okay,
so
thank
you. Jumper change. He's normally number 9, but he's wearing number 2 today.
Right, okay, so Bury delivers, gets it to attacking 50. There was plenty of numbers back there. One was Gilder. He couldn't complete the mark, but they will get the free kick. And then it'll come back there to Fry. He's good in that opening term as well. Fry goes in very short, finds Harris, the ruckman. Harris, what's he going to do with this kick? Well, it's not his best effort. And that's why coaches like to see their big rucks. Generally handball.
I don't think it's a day to be trying to hit those kick, even if you're not a ruckman.
Yeah, in the windy ones coming out of defence. We have seen a few goals in that opening term from turnovers. Boundary umpire to bring back into play. Rucks do battle. McDonald at the front. Got the hit out. Clearance goes in favour of the Magpies, albeit temporarily. Bradley McDonald was there. Had a good season for the Roos. McDonald goes in short. The kick was okay. That was a good one. Finds Hahn. Hahn now brings it in towards the corridor. Here's an opportunity for him to go up in towards full forward. No mark taken. Handball. They maintain possession over the back there. That was Wilson. Almost had a bit of a fresh air in the end. They still keep the ball. The umpires found a free kick though, and it's going to go back the way of Sherwood.
For high contact there. Just a little bit sloppy, Max McDonald. Sherwood again, wasting no time. That kick, bit of extra length on it. Hamul got up, couldn't affect a spoil, and now it's danger time for the Roos. Giles to Nelson, Cameron's goal side. How does the ball bounce for him? It might roll all the way through, it doesn't. Cameron keeps it in play, runs around from the top of the goal square. Jared Cameron, we wait on the goal umpire, all clear, it's a goal. That fast ball movement, very, very hard to defend against. Jared Cameron gets his first for the day. It's a smart kick by Dylan Nelson going inside
was,
forward
wasn't
50.
it? Yeah.
The ground is a bit dry and
Put it in the open space and let them run onto it.
yeah, nearly ran through for a behind. Cameron, I thought at one stage was going to run into the goal post. But I feel like that wind's just turned around a little bit, favouring right of screen. That ball, it was kicked into the middle of the ground. Just seemed to have a bit of extra legs.
Did we, as you mentioned, an opening term, think it would be the scoring end. Maroochydore 5-2-32, Sherwood 3-2-20, back to 2 straight kicks the margin.
They're very, very dangerous when they get goal side, Sherwood.
Well, a smaller forward line, so they might be better to bring that kamikaze kick inside attacking 50. Wagner gets the clearance though for the Roos. Gets it right onto attacking 50. Gildersleeve has to feed the handball out. He does, but it was a turnover. Comes back there to Thomas. Thomas's kick goes in towards full forward. Wilson's there. Couldn't take the mark. Ball almost socket off the ground. Handball comes out over the top. They've got numbers here, Sherwood, and they should be able to bring it out of defence through Prest. Prest.
Not for long.
Well, not for long because he's...
You've got to be careful when you bring the ball. It looks a bit proppy pressed, actually. When you bring the ball out of going left of screen, bring it out when you go into the right of screen.
Yeah.
Don't want to get stuck in this flank on a day like today. As Bury sends him inside, forward 50. No mark taken. Plenty of numbers here, the Magpies. A little bit fumbly. So in the end, it's a dump kick. McIver cops a rough bounce and then taking the ground straight away in the tackle. Smythe keeps it in play. Feeds a hand pass along the line, and the goal umpire's in a perfect position to see that Wagner fumbled it. We've got a Sherwood player down at the moment, just attended to by the trainers. Might have been off that tackle. There were 2 Magpies players in at it. It is Jared Cameron.
It is Cameron.
In fact.
Yep.
Helped to his feet by his trainers. And in fact, I must admit, he looks a bit groggy. And he's indicating that he got hit in the head.
Might have been the tackler. Might have copped a boot as the tackle slides down. Possibly.
I must admit, he doesn't look good at all. I hope he's okay. He's quite groggy. My instant worry is he could be concussed.
The boundary umpire throws it in. The ruckman a long way back. The poor boundary umpire's got to throw it straight into the teeth of the breeze. Free kick goes the way of McDonald, feeds it off to Bury. Bury goes this way, that way, wheels onto the left, drives it inside 50.
Gilder.
Big mark taken by Gilder. That was a beauty in defence, and he wants to go quickly, but that's dangerous because they've turned the ball over inside their defensive 50. Again.
Is that raunchy? They don't like turning around on that far side of the ground.
I think it is.
Gilder would like that kick back because that was a spectacular mark.
We see it often, don't we? Undo all the good work from the Specky. I think it is Ronchi. So he's only 35 out from goal. Guides it through for a minor score. Didn't like it as soon as he kicked it.
It's a very deliberate approach. It's almost too deliberate. As the Magpies very attacking with this kick. Gets out the back. Brad McDonald gathers it, and we could see a kick here.
Here we go.
Nelson His goal side gathers it cleanly. Jukes the man for the Magpies. How's it bounce? It's going to roll perfectly for him to gather into an open goal. They've kicked 2 goals in the last 4 or 5 minutes, the Magpies, from that exact sort of play. Nelson getting goal side and sending it into an open forward 50, and Duke won the race. Was duly rewarded with his 2nd goal of the day, becomes the first multiple goal scorer in this game. And the margin is now 7 points as we go 9.5 minutes in this second term.
4-2, 26, 5-3, 33 for the Roos. Good start in this second term, though, for the Magpies. They're quite enjoying this chaos ball going inside 50. Back there, little fellas, to run onto it.
They're always looking to attack ball in hand. There's no steady...
Ironically, when that kick, I knew it was going to go inside 50. That's where Cameron would have been at his dangerous best as well. But as you mentioned,
I think he might... I'm worried he's concussed. Just the way the trainers have been assessing him as well. We'll have to wait and see. Harris for the Magpies. Won the hit out, but Wilson, as we've said, a long way from home. The clearance to a dangerous spot. Well defended by the Maggies. A couple of slick hand passes here. And then the composing kick out to Clark. Doesn't result in a mark, but he's got time. Goes back to Slater. Tries to take on Stewart. Got a hand pass away. Stone. They've done this quite well in the end. They're continuing to hold on to the ball, and now the switch kick to Gilder. Got a paddock in front of him.
Gilder runs, takes the bounce. He's got a player over the top. He chooses not to go that way. It was impressed that he goes longer in towards full forward. They've got the mark, only 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. Great start for them. This was Ethan Duke. He's the only multiple goal scorer on the ground at this stage. He has 2 majors. And this kick will only be from about 35 metres out from goal. Pretty well directly in front. Can he get his 3rd on the way? Has a bit of a hop, skip and a jump, and his kick, and it's bending back beautifully with the breeze. And that's 3 for Ethan Duke. And great start for him and Sherwood. Well, they've got it back to a 1-point ball game. 5-2-32, 5-3-33.
And the game on their terms as well. They've given up a couple of centre clearances, but they're defending really well as a back 6, and they just moved the ball together so well. As Jared Cameron's, in fact, coming back onto the field. This is a good sight to see. Yep. That was a different way. We've seen a different way in terms of scoring a mark inside forward 50 from a long kick. Normally it's an open forward 50 off to the races. The old Pagans paddock.
It is.
But Ethan Duke with 3 goals now. And the last 2 in the match. So Harris against Wilson. It's a good bounce by the umpire. Wilson the head out, and he should get the centre clearance here. Bursting forward to the hot spot. Scollard's underneath. Good spoil coming across from the side. Bailey Thompson. Slater's around it. Feeds a hand pass out. It's Clark. It's almost a bit too easy. Coming out. They need a bit more forward pressure, the Roos. Ball spilling about. The outer zone umpire's called a free kick for high. Going the way of the Magpies. So they've won the last 2 centre clearances. The Roos sent it straight to the hot spot, and then it's come straight back. Pressed. He's going to go through the middle of the ground looking for Gilder. That ball's going to travel over his head, and
I'd been held, Gilder.
I think he was at the mismatch on Stewart. He gives a hand pass to Clark, running through straight up as Cameron. He's been off the ground for the last 7 or 8 minutes. He's come back on the field. Immediate impact. Good kick by Jet Clark inside forward 50. He's had a couple of touches in the last few minutes, a couple of really damaging and dangerous touches, and Jared Cameron has the chance to give his side the lead almost from nowhere.
For 4 consecutive goals. He's got 1 already this afternoon, Cameron. He's going to let this sail from probably just inside the 50-metre square. Have to start it out to the left. The kick. The goal umpire does not move an inch. Straight over the hat And what a start this has been the second term. 4 consecutive goals to Sherwood. And I didn't see this at quarter time, Riley.
No.
Get the lead, 6-2-38, 5-3-33.
And for it to happen so quickly as well.
Yep.
The game is completely on their terms at the moment. Well, outside of centre clearances, Maroochydore dominated centre clearances, and we're probably not giving them enough credit. Sherwood's back six is defending so well.
They are.
Bailey Thompson and Matt Dillon, not many disposals, but a lot of effective spoils and just not allowing any marks inside forward 50, or their defensive 50, sorry, and then Clark and Slater in particular, Gilder, centre half back, having a very good quarter.
Cameron and Duke are more conventional inside 50, the last two for Sherwood, with back-to-back marks and goals. Can they respond now, the Roos? They'll get the ball out of there through Thomas. Thomas can drive up towards half forward. McIver takes the mark. He might be just in range. Had a player riding shotgun in Wagner. But in the end, he was manned up and he's going to go back. McIver, looks like, and take the set shot. He's got a long run up here. Man on the mark. It's around about 45 metres from goal. This will give us an indication that breeze as well. McIver on the left boot. The kick is on its way. I think he's just missed. Just need to start a little bit more right. And through for a minus score. 5-4-34. Sherwood 6-2-38. Just on 14.5 minutes here in the second term.
So the kick in, Austin, a lead,
Oh no.
hit the ground. Not an effective tackle, so they got the ball out. McDonald chopped it off. And his hand pass was chopped off as well, and now there's a heap of players around this footy. How do the umpires see it? As a draw, have a ball up. The Roos are dropping Hunter Moore back as a bit of a spare at the moment. Max McDonald the head out. And then his own clearance. Hahn's kick was smothered. Good pressure from the Magpies. They've been good at this all day. There's a two-man tackle by the Roos. So Moore sitting about 30 metres back from this stoppage as Will Fletcher comes onto the ground. He is in fact being manned up by Moore now. Ronchi's a spare. Hahn tackle was a push in the back. Been a bit ill-disciplined as of late. I think Maroochydore with their tackling, David.
Yep.
They're giving away free kicks in this part of the ground. Dangerous.
Just off their tucker at the moment, the boys. Fry gets it out. They make the switch now with a long kick. It's travelled all of 60 metres up towards the centre wing. No mark taken. Turnover. Chance for the Roos to go back inside 50. Chain of handballs. And ends up going through Robinson. I missed it. Kick was smothered, was it? Or
That was a great tackle in the end.
Okay, run down. Wagner puts a spoil on. Quick kick forward. That was by Holt. Holt in defence. Now scored a goal in that opening term. Working hard back. Turnover. Here's an opportunity. Play down the middle of the ground too. I think the umpire might just stop play here for a second.
I got a feeling it might be Wagner who dived almost horizontal to the ground to affect the spoil. And he hasn't gotten back up since.
I think, yeah, you're right. It's Wagner.
I think he might just be a bit winded after that fall to the ground. So we'll have a ball up.
He's staying out there, so that's good news for him and good news for the Roos. McDonald got the hit out. No one coming out of this congestion at the moment, though. I think the umpire's paid holding the ball. Free kick coming back the way of the Roos. They can go with a kick in towards full forward. Where's Scollard? Ball gets to the back. Here's an opportunity. I think that was Holt. His kick was touched right on the line. Through for a minus score. They move to 5-5. 35. Sherwood 6-2-38.
Kick in. Looking for Clark. It's a good kick and it finds him. He's having a good second term, Jack Clark. Kick in board. They want to use this centre corridor.
He might get it back here, Clark. He will.
He Goes up to half forward. Not a great kick. Smythe almost overran it. Cameron lost his footing, and now he's played on. He's in a spot of bother here. Kick almost went back to Clark over his head. Gilder gathered it, then broke off the tackle from Scollard. And then he worked through another two Maroochydore players. Collins lost his footing, kept his feet. Left foot kick, non-preferred. Well done in the end by Cooperstone. Went the old two-handed ball drop, which you don't see every day. No. Luke Mitchell to centre half forward. Hunter Moore, easy as you like. Oh, he played on, and the ball was just knocked out of his hands by Giles. Inside forward 50, go the Magpies. Cameron out the back, he's got the set. Takes the mark. And he probably can go 5 metres to the left of where he's standing. He's keeps going to the right. And Hunter Moore is not going to like that when he sees it again, or sees it in the review.
He could still go a lot straighter than this,
I reckon he can go about 3 metres to his left. But it does mean we're in the perfect spot to see this kick. He's kicked 2 goals this quarter. He's now got 24 for the year to extend his side's lead to 9 points. Jared Cameron from 15 metres out, holds its line, it's through. And he turns to the crowd here at Neil Upton Oval. He's got 3. His side's got 5 goals this quarter. And now they have a 9-point lead as we go into time on in the second term.
Well, they're a bit shell-shocked here, I think, the Roos. Not sure anybody saw this coming. Certainly, I'm sure the coach wouldn't have seen it. So, 5 unanswered goals for the Magpies in this term.
I must admit, Maroochidore's forward entries this quarter have been poor. I don't think the supply's been the fact that they're getting the ball inside forward 50. I think it's how it's going inside forward 50. It's just a long kick on the heads of their forwards, their key forwards.
They're not getting any separation, are they? It's always a kick to a contest.
Yep, no kicks to advantage.
No.
Not giving them the best opportunity to take a mark. And Sherwood's half back and back pockets are mopping up brilliantly. And that ball's going to be recorded. So that'll be the 3rd bounce we've had record today. See Josh Wagner's on the bench, but looking like he's just waiting to get back on. So Jones against Max McDonald. McDonald with the reach. Govan was there first, couldn't gather it. Stone, 2-man tackle. Govan had to go and get it almost like a Union fly half. Tried to walk out of it. He was taken to ground. Their tackling's been very good all day, Sherwood.
Interestingly, Cameron's come to the bench again. I'm trying to having a look at him as well.
He was off for about 10 minutes.
Yes, I wouldn't have thought this would be for a spell.
He's got the hot hand at the moment.
Yeah.
From that stoppage, Sherwood just mauled it forward another couple of metres or so. So McDonald had the reach, looking for his captain. That's where it got. Hines had a good second quarter for his team. Not the most effective of kicks, but Stone just danced his way through. Kick was poor, cut off by Ronchi. He moves it quickly, far side of the ground. Bury plays on straight away. He's got Wilson on a lead, ignores him. McIver, Scollard, better. Scollard puts his hands up straight away and makes to go back to have a shot on goal. But that's the best kick they've had going inside forward 50 this quarter, Dave.
Yep, that's certainly been their best passage and best delivery, as we mentioned just before. Everything else has been to a contest. Haven't had much on the lead at all. So to get their second term underway, here the Roos. Scollard's kick is on its way.
John
Do we like it, or we're going to pay the mark?
It's going to be a mark. There's no signal from the goal umpire.
Well, it was a double grab, and I didn't know whether the second one was over the line or... Now, they are conferring.
I don't know how the field umpire can see this from the position, because I thought the goal umpire was in the perfect spot and made no action to pay a touch behind. So the mark has been paid. So John T. McIver from point-blank range. He's had a good second term. He's had his moments. Actually, that would be his second mark inside forward 50, I think, this term, which is pretty impressive from a midfielder.
Yep.
And that's a bit of almost a coach killer for Brett McAvoy. His defensive defensive six have been so good this quarter, but the ball's on the line and you allow an opposition forward to juggle a mark on the goal line when it needs to be spoiled.
Well, yeah, it wasn't good defending at all, was it? That should have been killed, that football.
So
the Roos will take it because they needed it after 5 unanswered goals.
It was almost something out of nothing, that mark. Gets the margin back to 3 points and breaks a run of 5 consecutive Sherwood goals. Jared Cameron still on the bench. Harris back in the ruck against Max McDonald. Bounce favours Harris and the hit out. But Jonty McIver didn't get a disposal, but got it to the advantage of Stone. His kick is cut off by Cooper Stone, and he's straight in the middle of the ground, finds Glass, switches it to Collins. Having a good game. Time to ponder his options. Up to half forward. Jones. Good mark in the hands. Plays on straight away. Now, did he run out of bounds? He did not, according to the boundary umpire. Sent it to a dangerous spot. Maroochydore dropped the mark. Time to gather and snap on his left foot. Is it bending around in the wind? It is, but it hits the post. Jonathan Giles. Just a floating kick. In the end, it didn't float home. Floated into the woodwork. Again, Sherwood just so dangerous when they can move the ball quickly. And Bury takes his allotted time and then kicks to his ruckman, who outpositions his opponent quite well. And the hand pass to Hahn is poor, knocked off it by Harris and knocked off it illegally. So Bailey Hahn had a productive second term. How many times have we seen little hand passes to players running by off a mark not work today? Or players shaping the kick? That's about the 4th one, I reckon. Hahn. Gilder went up very early. Not sure how he didn't give away a free kick. Slater happy to see that one out over the boundary line. Cameron's standing up at the bench, ready to come back on, which is a good sign to see.
Yes. Getting some last-minute instructions. Ball to be thrown back into play on centre wing. Tough day for the boundary umpire out there this afternoon. Into that breeze. McDonald was at the front. He got it down. McIver was there, but he was locked up in a tackle. We'll have another stoppage. Plenty of chat with 26 just ticked over here in the second term. Got the close one, 4 points of margin in favour of the Magpies, and they can go forward again. Not required distance, I didn't think. I thought it went about 7 metres. The umpire said it was okay. Harry Jones, he takes the mark, gets very close to the man on the mark, and so has to kick it a bit up and under in the end. It's just on attacking 50 where the ball was comfortably killed over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Even in that instance, you can see Sherwood kind of got the game on their terms because all the players were up at that contest. There was no one, within that 40 behind that contest anywhere near the goal. So a quick kick out the back, and all of a sudden Sherwood have got what they wanted. Just probably got to be a little bit smarter there, Maroochydore. Try and hold back the defender if they can.
Again, shallow boundary throw-in. They should be ready for that, but they'll get the ball forward. It's a long kick to the top of the square. Good mark.
Adam Smythe
going back with that football. Takes a good defensive mark inside the defensive goal square. Finds Bury. Bury's got McIver. If he wants to use him, he doesn't.
Harry McIver.
He has got him. Harry McIver now. He can wheel and go onto the right boot. Not a great kick though. Brings it straight into the corridor. Mainly to the advantage of Austin. Didn't take the mark, but will surely get the free kick. But interference, front on contact. No hurry to get it in quickly. They're yelling from the bench to get it in quickly. Goes now with a long left boot. Gets it to about 30 out, but I think your man Ronchi gets back. Saves the day for the Roos. Takes a good contested grab inside defensive 50.
And kicks to a 1-on-2. Wilson, although Young's going to come from behind. Play on the court. 2 Maroochydore players on the ground. Austin, the ball taken over by Robinson. And they're not going to be too happy with this. It was a little bit unnecessary, but I think there's follow-ups. Well, you've got to fly the flag for your teammates. So it is a Sherwood free kick. Robinson's still on the ground, in fact. Kick going the way of Meakin.
I think it's going to go the way of Austin, is it? No.
Well, he's going to take... Well, he's supposed to get the free kick, but he's definitely groggy. That was... Well, in fact, he's still there on the field.
Well, if he's going to stay on the field, surely he has to take the free kick, doesn't he? But it goes to Meakin. Meakin on the left boot goes in towards the pocket. Cameron peeling for the free kick. Quick kick around the corner. He's missed everything.
I tell you what, Nelson's had the sort of quarter where he's had those two kicks to advantage. I thought that one was going to go through off one step. So Austin's still out there. A little bit proppy. Bury had a busy second term, a lot of kicks. It's definitely his weapon. Wilson flies. Ooh. No one got a hand on it. Austin went up as well.
He went as well and
landed heavily.
Heavily on it, right on his buttocks. Player not well here on the bench too.
He's sharing a word with Robinson, in fact.
I actually didn't see it. But he's on his haunches.
Yeah.
See if you can catch who that is. I missed it myself. Ball taken
it's
away
Duke.
by Wagner. Wagner's kick is cut off though.
Cooper Stone cooks the kick over the top. Going gets there first. I tell you what, both teams kind of out on their feet at the moment. Going to get run down from behind. He did get a hand pass away, but the umpire didn't see it. So Lockie Stewart wins a free kick in the middle of the ground. Got to be careful. No. Cut off by Cooper Stone on his right foot. It does go to the 15, so it's play on. Fletcher, the state captain, wide. Hits the hand pass, and then the leading lane, they're looking for Cameron Mark, ball goes over his head. Harry McIver to Adam Smythe, almost a bit of a chip chase situation. Thomas the mark. Now he's got no one except Hunter Moore long down the line. Good spoil. Young's tried to play from behind all day. It hasn't worked for him.
No, he's been one of those forwards that hasn't got any separation at all.
As the siren goes for half-time, a dominant quarter by the visitors. 5 goals to 1. And they they turn a 17-point deficit at quarter time to a 4-point lead at half-time here. Courtesy of, well, predominantly Ethan Duke and Jared Cameron in front of goals. They've got 3 each. Dylan Nelson 1, but he set up 2 of the goals that quarter. But just all around the ground, particularly their back 6. Defended really well and then attacked very, very dangerously.
Just quickly, the goal scorers for Maroochydore at half-time as well. All singles, O'Dwyer, Scollard, Holt, McIver, Jonty McIver, Aaron Wilson and Lockie Stewart are the goal scorers there for the Roos. So you've just joined us, 6-5-41 Maroochydore. They now trail Sherwood 7-3-45. Half-time here at Neil Upton Oval. We'll take a quick break as well, and we'll be back with the big second half. This is QAFL action this afternoon.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Welcome back to Neil Upton Oval. TPIL Lawyers QAFL action. Maroochydore against Sherwood in this round 14 clash. It's the visitors holding a 4-point lead at the moment. A very strong second term, 5 goals to 1. They had predominantly all the play. Ethan Duke and Jared Cameron, 3 goals each. There's a bit of work to do for the home side if they're to turn this around. They are 2 games inside the 8.
Yeah, really can't afford to drop this one this afternoon, can they?
No.
Really put themselves on the...
It's 8-point clashes for them at the moment, this game, and then they've got Noosa up the motorway next week, up at Noosa. Quick around the grounds with all the other games at the moment. So Morningside leading comfortably by 57 points against Mount Gravatt, and the surprise, maybe not so much the result, but just the margin of it. Noosa 83, Cooperoo 18. Palm Beach, Currumbin and Aspley, a tight one. 4 goals, 10. Palm Beach, Currumbin leading Aspley 4-5-29. Redland Victoria Point still holding a 20-point lead over Surfers Paradise. That's second versus fourth. And then Wilston Grange by 15 points against Labrador at half-time as well. I must admit, it is starting to get quite cold here at Neil Upton Oval, despite the fact there's not a cloud in the sky. The breeze coming off the Maroochydore River.
I can tell you also quickly in the AFL, Adelaide 93 lead the Bulldogs 66 there. So
that's an 8-point game. That's a huge. That means if that result stays that way, that's so not good for the Dogs. But that means their game against Brisbane next week up here at the Gabba just becomes that bit more important. We're all set for second half action here. Neil Upton Oval. Maroochydore kicking to the right of screen. They trail by 4 points. Neither ruck got a hand to it. A free kick for a block going the way of Ethan Harris. Had a good second term. Owen Collins been good all day. Tom Fry got it defending and got the hand pass away. Slater up to half forward. Sits in the air forever. Hunter Moore loves an intercept mark. He's got his captain to his left. And then kind of lulls his opponent into going. That was a poor kick though to Wagner. You could see what he was trying to do. It didn't work. The quick hand pass via release. The kick to Fletcher. 65 from goal. The captain wheeling and dealing on his right foot. Cameron just gives his opponent a little shove. Well spotted by the umpire.
Yep.
I think they might have changed who they've got on Cameron. They're a bit of a tall back line, Maroochydore. I think that might be Adam Smythe.
Kick finds Moore. Moore goes out looking for Bradley McDonald. McDonald goes up there looking for Scollard. He had it knocked away from him. Chance now for the Magpies to go forward. Player all on his own in the forward pocket. Takes the mark. Almost a little unlucky not to get a 50 as well.
Elijah Glass.
So he can extend their lead. It's the 1 goal since quarter time for the Kangaroos. Little shell-shocked Kangaroos. Glass kick was always missing to the near side, and not sure if it's actually even scored. In fact, it hasn't. Out of bounds on the full, so a little let off there for the Roos. This is where they've had a little trouble coming out with a short kick out of defence. This time they go a little bit longer. Gilder was in best position, had it knocked away. Just thrown onto the boot. They get it towards centre wing, where it's chopped off there by Dillon. Dillon, right on centre wing. Got the job on Scollard. Kept him to just the 1 goal so far. The kick favours nobody in the end, and the ball bounces over the line for a boundary throw-in. Opening 2 minutes here of the third term. 6-5-41 Maroochydore. They trail Sherwood. 7-3-45. 4 points to margin. We do have the close one here, Riley.
Yeah, match of the round, thanks to our production partners in Double Take Sports. So brave by the boundary umpire to toss it in from the line. The Rucks have to rush up 10 metres to get there. It was Harris who got there first. Collins breaks the tackle. Harris, very clean for a ruckman. For the hand pass to Ashcroft. Kick up to half forward, not the best one. Brad McDonald, the intercept mark. Fletcher just helped him to the ground. McDonald quickly to Govan. Probably gone out of the game a little bit. He'd like to have a bit more influence. Jonty McIver had a good second term. Good kick to Ben Thomas. He's going to go looking for Kobe Young in the middle of the ground. It's a great kick. It finds Young. He's got Scollard. Oh, arm almost chopped, I thought, perhaps by Dylan. Austin rebounds well up to Prest. We'll go wide here to Meakin. In fact, Harris. Harris to Meakin. Just stabs a little one on his left, finds Fry. And he's got Gilder down the line. He's got that mismatch on Ronchi, and he didn't read it well. The kick probably moved a bit in the wind, and it ended up going out over the boundary line.
Big term, this one, for the Roos.
Again, just want to see them kicking a bit more to advantage. Their forwards' advantage. Yep. I thought Scollard might have been a bit unlucky not to get a free kick there.
It was a beautiful kick in the middle of the ground. The one that did find Young.
Yeah, that forward line delivery's just been a bit off. So Harris and Jonty McIver, the two 17s, in fact. Collins around it. McIver into the centre circle of Neil Upton Oval. Wilston bursting through to Scollard. It takes the mark. He had the mismatch. He's got Hahn short. He's still got Hahn short. Told to play on. He goes to Hahn. Maybe he heard me. But now he's put Hahn in a tricky spot because there's no one really leading for him. So he just three-quarter kicks it to the top of the goal square. Heaps of players around the footy. Stewart tried to lay the tackle. Collins just able to walk through all the time in the world to reassess his options. His kick hugs the boundary line, but it finds Elijah Glass.
So Glass, left back pocket. We just go down the line with the kick. Goes reasonably short. The kick was okay though. Come off hands. Found a teammate there in Mitchell. He's got a problem. Got to feed the ball out. Goes back to Glass. Glass goes forwards, backwards, turns around, feeds the handball off. They get it towards centre wing. Should come straight back. The numbers are with the Roos. And what's the umpire found here? Going to ball it up. The outer side. 4 points the margin. The Magpies lead it. Early days of this second half. Little quick kick. That was okay by Hahn. Gets it towards centre half forward. How's it going to sit? They've got players on. Thomas feeds a handball over the top. Player just lost his footing when he needed to keep it. I think that was Robinson. Now goes to ground. How's the umpire going to call this? Ball eventually comes out. Magpies have got the numbers, but they'll have to ball it up. 30 out from the Roos goals.
That's probably the best instance of forward pressure I've seen from Maroochydore all day. Laying 2 or 3 tackles there. So McDonald lost the hit out. Followed up though. Stone, Zach. The hand pass was cut down by Austin. And in the end it results in another stoppage inside Maroochidore's forward 50. And looking for Ben Thomas or Bailey Hahn, you think, to get on the fly here. Rucks forward a draw. Fry. Knocked down. Ronchi held off. Duke the goal kicker. Kick to advantage. Cameron v Smythe. Smythe holds Cameron out, but can only do it for so long. He ducks in the tackle. Delaney's got him, and it's called high. In fact, there's 2 calls. One umpire's called high, one umpire's called holding the ball. And in the end, it's going to Sherwood. In fact, it was almost at the same time, so I don't know how you decide. Because it was that. It's hard to say. But Sherwood are going forward. They're inside forward 50 now, though right up against the boundary line. Told to play on. Collins pokes a little one and finds a teammate. So nice little play, Owen Collins. He's worked into the game nicely. He found his captain, Will Fletcher. We actually haven't had a score in this third quarter. We've played 7.5 minutes. So Fletcher to break the deadlock. State captain last week for Queensland. His kick working left to right against the wind, and it's straight through. He becomes just his side's 4th goal kicker of the day. They've got 8 now, and the margin out to them for a game high, 10 points.
Good start. Stop to a walk here, Maroochydore.
They almost seemed a little bit shell-shocked.
I think they are. I think the crowd's a little bit shell-shocked too. Very quiet over there. Certainly lost their voice. Got to work their way back into it. As you mentioned, 6'5", Sherwood, 8'3", 51.
I must confess, I was a little bit confused by that free kick in the middle of the ground to Cameron. I
if you're
kind
going
of thought the height was there, but it was very delayed.
Very late, yeah.
And the other umpire right in front of us had called holding the ball, which I think at that point is the correct call to make.
So, back in the middle, Wagner getting worked on the bench. I was looking for him earlier. Looks like maybe some back issues. Back in the middle they go. They get the clearance again through Collins. Collins for Sherwood, gets up towards centre-half forward. Handball just fed out to no one in particular. There for the Roos. Robinson was tackled. Turnover again. Here's an opportunity for Collins. He can drive it inside 50. Well, they got there. The ball gets to the back. No one can take it cleanly. A quick pick up. Snap around the body. It's getting there. Is the breeze going to do its job? Not quite. And through for a minor score, but they are peppering.
It was Ethan Duke. He's kicked 3 goals today. So more with the kick-in duties for Holt. Intended target. Dropped the mark, but he read it well. Trying to gain a bit more yardage off the ground now. Oh, both rucks just let it go past them. Stone tried to juggle it with his feet. Gilda picked it up very well. Tackled by Scollard. Ball up. And Holt and Gilda just exchanging a few pleasantries. Josh Govins picked the ball up and walked it back 10 metres. He's free at this stoppage at the moment. Looks fight it out well. McDonald. Jonty McIver been good since quarter time, up to half forward. And it goes out over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. He comes off. McIver does. Hahn comes on. I quite liked his game too, Bailey Hahn. Jared Cameron's come back onto the field as well.
Been good this afternoon. 3 goals from him.
Yeah, him and Ethan Duke look very dangerous together up forward.
Boundary umpire again, going to throw it right back from the line. Which I noticed in the second quarter, the other boundary umpire came in about 10 metres. Ball thrown in, and neither rucks get to the contest. Now,
I think he's got a good throw on the boundary umpire, but he needs to go in the 5 or 10 metres because that'll help him.
Or the rucks could just go a bit further.
Well, that is a fair point too.
They generally get an idea of how far the boundary umpire gets it in. And what are we doing here? What's the umpire explaining to do?
Well, he's walked in about 3 metres and he's indicated to both rucks the line that he's going to throw.
So they're such a long way back.
That's a great throw, though. It got to where the players were. McDonald went the fist, hold the clearance. Bit of a chaos kick inside forward 50, and the ball goes out over the boundary line.
A right forward pocket. 11 minutes gone here. In the third term. Just the 1 goal this term. And that was to the Magpies.
I can tell you Wagner's standing at the bench waiting to come back on. And good news for the Roos.
Certainly do with him. Excellent in that opening term, as you mentioned. This time, both rucks do wrestle, and both had each other's jumper. No one's bringing the ball out of there. The umpire.
Free kick going the way of Maroochydore for a hold. Called by the non-officiating umpire, Lachlan Robinson.
Haven't called him much this afternoon.
Did have a little bit of a tussle before half-time with the Sherwood player.
This time he's the beneficiary. Just needs to start at left. I'd love one here, the Rouge. He does start at left and it comes back beautifully for full points. And Robinson gets almost a much-needed goal for the Roos. They dragged the margin back to 5 points.
Well, they've kicked 7 goals. They've had 7 individual goal scorers. The Roos.
5 of them coming in the opening term, just 1 in the second. Now halfway through the third, just the 1 goal in this term for them as well.
They've struggled to score from forward 50 stoppages today. Sherwood have defended it quite well. The Maroochydore, as Sherwood do as well, look most dangerous when they're getting the ball in there quickly to open forward lines. But I think the Roos have probably had a few more chances through sending clearances and some of those forward stoppages. But they just haven't been able to capitalise. Sherwood have defended very well, particularly since quarter time as we go back to the middle. And McCarthy almost able to walk that centre clearance out. Here's Cameron. He fumbles though. Delaney did quite well in the end, actually. Now, the ball's being held to him by Cameron, but he doesn't have a problem. It's a bit of a mismatch in terms of size. Oh, actually, Smythe's got the match-up on Cameron. Wilson in the ruck duties. He's played second ruck today.
You don't normally see that. Normally more as a permanent forward.
Yeah, normally it's either Will Jones. He's not playing today. The other idea, I suppose, or the other player they could throw is Kobe Young. Quite a bit of height. And he's had a quiet day so far.
Yeah.
Just had a couple of...
And the forward line hasn't functioned that well either, so...
Yeah.
Might need to make a little change up forward inside their attacking 50.
Wilson has been good winning a couple of clearances.
Ball bounces around, players locked up in tackles.
But both him and Scholar, they kicked the first 2 goals of the game the first 2 goals of the game, and they haven't hit the scoreboard since.
Now, I'm not sure Wilson hasn't had much of a touch since that early goal, as you mentioned. Ball fed out by Thomas. Didn't really find anyone in particular.
Fletcher Robinson.
The ball goes forward here for the Magpies. In towards full forward. How's it going to sit? Handball over the top. Certain goal coming up. And the Magpies get another one.
Dylan Nelson, he set a couple up today, and that time he's the beneficiary of his teammates' hard work, finishing from the goal line. Margin back out to 11 points.
And he makes goal number 2 for him this afternoon. Worrying signs here for the Roos. Should. About to 9-4.
Just a little bit too easy.
58,
yeah. Going inside their defensive 50.
Got quite a few from turnovers as well, haven't they? From the Roos sort of bringing out of defence.
Hunter Moore's coming to the bench and looking a little proppy.
Just having a talk with the trainer, just went to grab high on that hammy, didn't he?
Yep, it's not good.
On the right hamstring, so... News not getting any better here for the Roos. Just ticked over 15 minutes here in the third term. The good news for them, they've still got plenty of time to turn this around. It's back in the rucks. Both have a fresh area. Collins gets a quick kick forward again. Turnover though, a chance. Looks like Holt there, leading in the race, just gets a little shove in the back, so feeds a handball over the top. They try and work it well, but again, little turnover. Stone goes deep in towards the forward pocket. Who's there? Scollard was there. Was the mark taken?
Yes, it was.
It was paid, was it? Not the free kick?
Well, if it wasn't a mark, I thought it had to be a high free kick.
So he can go back from 30 metres out, tight angle.
Especially with this wind.
You really have to start it right at the left post, you would imagine. He'll kick straight into the teeth of the breeze.
This could be a team lifter right in front of the crowd as well.
So he has won this afternoon. Can be the first multiple goal scorer. No, it was always Skinny in 3-4. Just in for a minor score. 7-6, 48, 10 points the margin. Sherwood, 9-4, 58. Ball quickly comes back into play.
And they've done this quite well, Sherwood, for the most part. Oh, risky kick, as I go to say it. Oh, Wagner knocked it out. Lucky not to be 50. But their exit from defensive 50, for the most part, has been well defined and strategic. You know, quite clear to their teammates what they want to do. Slater had a good second term. Kick up to Collins. He's only gotten better all day. Hand pass. Clark had a great second term. They're running forward in numbers here, the Magpies, inside 452 out the back. Smythe needed to take the mark. He did okay in the end, and it allowed numbers to get back. Ronchi to Brad McDonald. Back to Ronchi. Dump kick out of defensive 50. They need someone to provide a contest here. The Roos, they do, but the free kickers are given away for high. It's almost a professional free kick because it was about a 3-on-1 in favour of the Magpies. So a chance for the Roos to get some numbers back, but as you've said, they look pretty tired. And the ball was given to Clark, but the umpires
That's
made him
Fry.
come. Yep.
Feeds it off quickly by hand. Now the long kick goes right to the top of the goal square. Does it get out over the back? It does, but it clean bowls everybody. In through for another minor score. 9-5-59, 7-6-48. It's Sherwood leading by 11 points. A bit over halfway here in the third term. Just having trouble getting clean exits as well. McDonald in best position. The umpire said play on's the call. Could be a turnover coming once again. Like Meakin, he was there, ball was knocked away. Eventually goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. Interchange. Bench working overtime here for both these sides. Hang on, what's happening here?
Well, the boundary umpire and the field umpire having a conversation.
No, throw it in.
The ball was definitely bounced in the field of play before going out. Haven't seen Hunter Moore. Can't see him on the bench either. So let's see what happens there. He was complaining of a hamstring injury when he came off now. Jones just took the ball, rushed in the tackle. So Max McDonald and Jones, they definitely were not a metre apart before that ball was tossed up. McDonald the hit out. Thomas couldn't gather it cleanly. Oh, I think Hunter Moore's done for the day. He's got ice on that hamstring.
Well, that'll be it. That's his day done. So that the news worsens for the Roos. The kick, Scollard was appealing for the free kick, saying he was held, and he'll get the free kick as well against Gilder. This is where they've had a lot of trouble with a little breakdown kick going inside 50. That wasn't their best effort either. Ball gets Stewart was in a lot of trouble, and he's pinged for holding the ball.
It's a 3-on-1, or 1-on-3, sorry.
Looks like it'll be Gilder to get the free kick.
Almost lacking ideas, Maroochydore ball in hand.
Struggled with the connection going forward. Gilder, the long kick looking for the ruckman. It's outpointed in the end. A little push off, and then the tackle was put on. That was okay. Ball comes out to Fry. Feeds it further on. That was to Prest. Prest goes just inside attacking 50.
Maroochydore waste no time bringing it back into play. Go fat side here. Thomas. Bennett.
Should be out now, surely.
Brad McDonald. In fact, it's going to be Kobe Young. They go the longer kick. Young reads it well, takes it. And he's got Scollard streaming back to goal. The smarter kick is the short lead in. Wilson at him. That is much, much better from the Roos. I haven't seen that since the first quarter, to be honest.
No, and ironically, that entry again starts from defence, and they certainly get it to the fat side of the ground where they get a little bit more space.
Well, it's almost how Sherwood have found the ways to be productive apart from kicking it to an open forward 50 is having players lead up and it's a shorter kick in. Wilson. You know, it's only 11 points, but Maroochydore need this like a shot in the arm.
Yeah, they do.
27 goals for the year. Aaron Wilson from directly in front, left to right. It works it perfectly. Gets his second of the day. The margin back to 5 points. And see, the temptation from Young going inside forward 50 there is just to kick it long and put it on the heads of Scollard and hope for the best. But the more direct kick, kicking to someone's advantage is leading at you. Especially, you mentioned it a few times, going to the right of screen is the more productive end for scoring. Probably need to go down at ground level and see what the wind is like at three-quarter time because it's almost impossible to say up here in the box.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much.
But most of the goals have been kicked down to that end today. Well, we had 5 in the first term, 5 in the second, and now 2 in this quarter. So 12 of the 17 goals kicked right of screen. So there'll be 4 or 5 minutes left, I suspect, in this quarter.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good 4 or 5.
We've had a number of stoppages. Not as many goals. 2 goals apiece. Good bounce from the umpire. Max McDonald. Tom Fry. Up to half forward. Fletcher, who's played predominantly forward today after starting in the middle. He's named on ball. There's going to be a ball up.
So just outside attacking 50 for the Magpies. They led it by 5 points. They trailed at quarter time by 19. Led at half time by 4. Now they led it by 5. Ball come out of defence here for the Roos. Get the kick almost up towards half forward. Chopped off again though. Opportunity for Sherwood to go forward through Collins. Takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Got Gilder riding shotgun. Gives it to him now. Gilder, normally a good user of the football, just copped the commentator's curse and turned it straight over to Ronchi. Ronchi.
To Delaney now. Doesn't have anyone really coming at him, so he's going to go down the line. Austin's the spare. Gilder moved Skyline out of the way up until a point in time. Jonty McIver. Hand pass wasn't kind to Holt. To 2-on-1. Bennett laid the tackle, caused the ball up. Tell you what, there's a bit going on between Gilder and Holt.
Yep.
There's been a bit of that throughout the course of the afternoon. Harris kind of shoved McDonald to the side. Scollard, the clearance from Govan, sorry. Robinson just bursting through two, now giving it to Scollard. Kick to the top of the square. Young's got front position now. That had to be a free kick for a block out. And I tell you what, there are the cheers. And the play on from Young. He kicked the goal and he's going to be made to take it again. There's no way you get advantage 20 seconds after a free kick's been called and everyone stopped. So he'll have to go back and have the set shot, or will it be Wagner?
I think Wagner might be just getting the ball for him.
You're absolutely spot on. So Kobe Young, goalless so far today, and it's a 50-metre penalty. So if it was anything but a certainty, it is now everything. You can, the old saying, put the glasses down.
Yep.
And Kobe Young kicks it into the netball courts here at Neil Upton Oval. It might have been cut off by a couple of young fans.
Good grab there by the young fella.
He gives his side the lead. And after looking out of it, despite only being 2 goals down on the scoreboard, Maroochydore are back in front. And I tell you what, David, they've got the momentum at the moment as the sun starts to cast a bit of a shadow here at Neil Upton Oval on nothing short of a perfect winter's day. Outside of the fact maybe it's 20 degrees. I would like it to be a little bit warmer.
Back in front. A solitary point for the Roos. Mentioned though, kicking to the scoring end this term. 13 of the 18 goals.
Their entries are starting to be a bit more dangerous, a bit more advantageous. Like that kick might have had a bit of height on it, but it was to players who'd worked out the back and gotten goal side. And in the end, there wasn't anything Sherwood's defence could do about it other than give away the free kick. Hahn is on it, tackled, ball up. So as we near three-quarter times, a lot to think about for both coaching boxes. Maroochydore down to 3 on the bench. Hunter Moore has hurt his right hamstring. Sherwood the clearance. Clark back to a teammate. The on two-handed left foot ball drop works. Stone it was. And then the kick by Giles, who's been creative up front today. Pressed. Inside forward 50. No mark taken, numbers. Boundary line the winner. So the ball's inside forward 50 for the Magpies.
Been good this afternoon, haven't they? The Magpies.
Especially after quarter time. Cooper Stone quite good out of the back line with his rebound, his run and carry and his kicking. But every time he goes to kick on his left, and he's had 2 of them, he's got the two-handed ball drop out.
Throw in, right forward pocket. Chance for Sherwood. Again, shallow throw in. They work it well, the Roos. Feed out the handball. And a few metres. Ball turned over though. Fed back, handball. Looking for Collins. Just couldn't take it cleanly, and eventually it's worked over the line, just inside attacking 50.
Really seen Maroochidore's midfield go to work in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Hahn, Govan, Zach Stone. Probably where this contest has turned around a little bit. bit of feeling in the midfield there. There's Fletcher, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was Robinson. I'm not sure. In fact, it's Jonty McIver, because he wins the clearance and he finds Kobe Young, who takes a good pack mark on the wing. He had O'Dwyer in the middle. Now he's got Hahn. Risky kick. Wilson was not ready. And Thompson the mark.
Well, they were just... I don't know if they're expecting him to kick at 65 metres.
Even with the wind.
Yeah. Ball turned over. Slater for the Magpies. Sells a bit of candy and then takes a bounce. And he's going to kick long in towards full forward. But it's Big McDonald there, takes the mark. He can reload and bring it out of defence for Stewart. Lockie Stewart. Well, he didn't take the mark, and then was he taken high? The umpire said no, play on's the call. And he's got a problem. He's got to become the tackler on Collins.
Oh, I tell you what, that's out of bounds on the full against Stewart.
No, you're right. Yep.
Well adjudicated by the boundary umpire.
And you, Collins. He's been really good this afternoon.
His kick into the middle is good. It finds Giles inside forward 50. Go the Magpies. They've got the numbers in the sit. Ronchi, watch him accelerate away. He has a bounce. He's going to take on the ruckman Harris. 2 bounces. Kick out to Robinson. Against Mitchell. Boundary line, the winner. Ball might even roll down into the drain. Hopefully it doesn't. It was a good chase ball, Ethan Harris.
It was. He did keep the pressure up, the big fella. I think he was expecting to burn him straight off.
I was expecting him to do that. He's been good today, Ronchi. But so is Harris. As Jared Cameron comes back onto the field. I think a lot of this last quarter is going to be about who's got more run in their legs.
Yeah. Ball taken out. Opportunity for Harris. Picks up his own work. Delivers inside 50. No one actually ended up going for the mark. Was it high? The umpire said no.
They're lucky to cause a stoppage there, Maroochydore, because Cameron had gone onto the field and he was completely by himself. Jackson Bury was
having a current
too.
No.
Now he's manned up. So Hahn working hard out of the clearances. Got his hands free. Gave the ball to his skipper, who gave it to Ben Thomas. And he's going to go long.
Oh, look out.
Wilson doesn't realise that he could have marked that one, Schollard.
Absolutely. Really, Schollard probably should have called him in.
Yeah, you need that communication. As soon as you take your eyes off the ball, though, in that sort of situation, Wilson did that earlier. It's hard to see. He's got ruck duties here, and he's losing the head out. And then subsequently the clearance. Got a hand pass away, did Giles in the nick of time. Numbers now. Harris doesn't trust himself with the rebounding kick, so he gives it to his captain. Puts it out in the path of Glass. Smythe came off his opponent, Cameron, at the last moment. We've gone 31 minutes, so the siren can only be moments away. He got up. In fact, there might have been a free kick paid before.
I actually think he might have paid almost like a tunnelling or a blocking.
The umpire was on it straight away. I'm not sure. I think it's Robinson, the man who went up. Young is helping him.
Hang on, what's happened?
The free kicks.
It wasn't the.
It must have been a free kick for a block, I'm guessing, then on Young. And moments from three-quarter time, inside forward 50 he goes. Harris the spare, dropped the mark. Schollard took it and then was taken. Robinson seems to be walking it off. 32 minutes gone now, third quarter. Siren can't be too far away. 15 out from Maroochidore's goal. They'll be wanting one more before the break. Good tackle by the Magpies. And even though the ball came out, the umpire blew the whistle beforehand. So where's Ben Thomas or Bailey Hahn? The two dangerous mids for the Roos. Wagner grabbed it. He was grabbed straight away.
Wagner's the other one that could be important in this stoppage.
But the Magpies have defended well all day. Thomas tried to grab it. Stone's kick smothered. Giles' hand pass out. Both players fell down. Oh, that was definitely a throw, and it's the umpire seen it. You know what? That wasn't a throw. That was a brilliant offload. That was like watching Queensland the other night. Unfortunately, it's the wrong spot, and the wrong spot of the ground for the Magpies.
Little unfortunate the umpire was in a good position to see it as well.
Credit to the umpire for being in the right position to see it.
It was Bailey Thompson. It's the one that threw the ball.
So it'll be Kobe Young with the kick.
Been better this term.
Yep. Just a couple of leg swings. Make sure he's got the distance. He'll be kicking from about 40. Makes his way in. 33 and a half minutes gone. Third quarter here. Kobe Young from 45 metres. Goal umpire doesn't move. Doesn't need to move. Big goal for the Roos, courtesy of Kobe Young. As the siren goes.
Siren.
A 33-minute, 40-second quarter. Maroochydore have turned. It was a 4-point deficit at halftime. It got out to 11 points they were trailing by at one stage, into a 7-point lead, and we are set for a cracking final term here at Neil Upton Oval. It's been a great game of footy so far, and I think it's only going to get better in this last quarter.
I think we have. We'll buckle down. We'll quickly go through the goal scorers before we get to a break. Duke has 3 goals for Sherwood, as does Jared Cameron. 2 goals to Dylan Nelson, and the skipper, Will Fletcher, with 1.
For the home side, Aaron Wilson and Kobe Young 2 apiece. Singles to Will O'Dwyer, Lachlan Robinson, Mitch Scholar, Thomas Holt, Jonty McIver and Lockie Stewart. We're going to take a break, but please do join us for all the final call action here from Neil Upton Oval. It's going to be a thrilling finish between Maroochydore and Sherwood.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Welcome back to Neil Upton Oval. TPIL Lawyers QAFL action. Match of the round, round 14. Maroochydore plays Sherwood. The Roos have jumped back in front. They lead by 7 points. Tell you what, there's a lot riding on this game for both sides. Sherwood just keep their season alive. Maroochydore to climb up the ladder and ensure their final spot. There's a crowd, quite a big crowd invested in it. A lot of spectators out at both huddles at three-quarter time. It's super exciting to see how this game will unfold. It's been a cracking contest. And it's going to be Sherwood going forward immediately. Although Dwyer giving away the free kick. Fletcher hand pass. He's taken, holding the ball. I tell you what, you could make a video out of all the poor times we've seen sides do that today. Either give a hand pass or try and kick off the mark. I hope they haven't done it again here. Young shared the 1-2 with Harry McIver and then booted the ball up to half forward. Oh, good mark. Jack Austin.
Yep.
Just stood under it.
Been pretty good this afternoon, Austin.
Yep. Running around on a wing.
Goes on his left boot now. Goes looking for his big ruckman there. Ball knocked away. Hahn tries to break a tackle, then throws it on the boot. Gets it to inside 50. Stewart was there. Ball turned over. Opportunity now for Dylan. Dylan for the Magpies. Gets it out the wing. He was out there looking for Elijah Glass, who puts the tackle on and causes a stoppage out of side. A minute gone here in the final term. 7 points the margin in favour of the Roos.
First goal, so vital in this final term. Max McDonald and Ethan Harris have had a good contest all day, and they'll get to the opportunity to lock horns again. Sherwood going right of screen. Definitely the scoring end. 13 of the 19 goals kicked today towards that end. And the wind is still slightly favouring it, even though it's probably died down. Harry McIver wobbles one up to half forward. Austin worked his man under it. Holt took the mark. Wagner! Holt crumbed it perfectly. Wagner wants to go immediately on his left foot. It's a wobbler. I tell you what, he hasn't even scored.
He's kicked it straight into the belly of the ball. And I think Scollard, well, they had Scollard all on his own if he wanted to square it up. He just chose to go with his left foot around the corner.
See Sherwood's coach, Brett McAvoy, is biting his fingernails off. They definitely got out of jail for free there, Sherwood. That was brilliant by Thomas Holt. Just crumbed it perfectly. The kick probably wasn't intentionally to Wagner, but it was just a kick to a smart spot. Ronchi sits under it. Can't take the mark, but he brings it to ground level. Glass bursting his way through. And then the hand pass now into open space. Meakin gathered it and then wrapped up. So Wagner's been moved to full forward. We know he spent a fair bit of time on the bench in the third term. It's a good move by the Maroochydore coaching staff. Max McDonald with a head out to disadvantage. Inside forward 50 go the Magpies. Brad McDonald sitting under it, should take the mark. Sorry, Harry McIver, and he does.
McIver, inside defensive 50. Got a player in short in Thomas, who was appealing for it. Now he sort of goes backwards and forwards, and now he's got a little problem. He's got to step around, get around the man on the mark. He does eventually, then goes with a short kick to the outer side. But they maintain possession. Little quick kick goes up there. Was looking for McDonald of the Max variety. Ball turned over. Chance now for the Magpies again. Handball. No one was really ready for it. Collins does well in the end. Feeds a handball inside 50. They can't get the kick. The umpire's found a free kick holding. You're all over it, Riley. And the Magpies will get a shot at goal.
Yeah, they say when you don't notice the umpires that they've done a good job, and they've done a good job today.
Yeah, haven't missed too much. So is this fella, Ethan Duke. He's already got 3 goals this afternoon.
Terry Jones.
Big yours.
I know, with 27, 28, 29 are the key forwards for Sherwood.
Yep.
The only one of the 3 that hasn't scored one yet.
40. He's going to kick just inside the paint. from 50 metres. Needs to start it out to the left. He does that. It's coming back, coming back, coming back. And it's a good one there for the Magpies. And they've got it back to 1 point the margin. They move to 10-5-65. Maroochydore 10-6-66. And this game's balanced on a nice edge.
I went down to the huddles at three-quarter time. Didn't hear much, but probably the only thing of note I really heard was the Sherwood forward group talking about get to 45, just have a shot for goal because they know they're going to the scoring end with the wind, and that's probably a perfect example of that happening.
Yep. Yeah, spot on. Spot on.
So the all-important first goal goes to the Magpies, brings it back to a point. Wagner is at full forward for the Roos.
He was getting work on that back, so maybe just resting him up there at full forward.
And I tell the other one is actually Jack Clark, number 25. Been pretty good today, but he started the quarter on the bench and he has not moved at all from the standing position up against the fence railing. So I wonder if he is right to go. As from that centre clearance, we've got a stoppage again. A few repeat stoppages today. Maroochydore got on top of centre clearances early, particularly when they were going very well in the first quarter, but since then, a bit more of a stalemate. Thomas to try and swoop it up. No, because it's Sherwood there first. No clear possession from either stoppage so far. It's been a tight game since quarter time. Sherwood worked their way back into it. It's a great hit out. It was a good tackle as well, so Dwyer couldn't really get a boot to it. Hahn had a lot of clearances today. His kick smothered though. Meek in the hand pass to Prest. Stone up to half forward. Poor kick. Smythe intercept mark. Keeps going. Gives the hand pass to Hahn. Gets it back. Got it away in the nick of time. McDonald, Max to Hahn to half forward. Young been good since half time. His kick inside forward 50 wasn't the best. Swooped up by Wilson. Then almost put it between his legs. Got a hand pass away just before he was tackled. Sherwood have the numbers. They flick the ball up. O'Dwyer, that hasn't gone 15 or it's been touched. Thomas working his way through two. Gives a hand pass to Young. From 40, it's a wobbly old kick. How does it bounce? It bounces to the left and away for just a point. Interesting passage of play, David.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just all pressure at the moment.
And 50 metres.
Lead. Double their lead to 2 points, and we've got a 50-metre penalty. This is what that's for. In fact, it's coming right into the middle of the ground, so I don't know if that's a double, is it? Anyway, they move it quickly. They go from one end to the other. Ball gets out the back. Who's it going to sit for? An opportunity for the Magpies. Just taken down, and the tackle was Harry Jones. They've still got possession. Can they get the ball away cleanly? And back. It's going to end up with Jones. He should finish. He does finish. And he gets the goal. Back-to-back goals for him. And Harry Jones has put the Magpies back in front. Sherwood, they got 11-5-71, 4 points over the Roos, 10-7-67. And what a costly, I didn't actually see what the 50s were for from the fence. I don't know if you did, Riley.
The only thing I can think of is maybe umpire abuse.
It'd have to be, it would have been a double 50, wouldn't it?
But, well, not really, because
goal square. Or it's either a really good 50,
because he brought him right to the centre circle.
Right to the centre circle, yeah.
80 metres. I mean, the man on the mark probably starts at 15, so it's normally somewhere between the centre square and centre circle. But that was the centre circle. But then, again, at the same time, Maroochydore allowed Sherwood players to get goal side. And that has happened all afternoon. Every time that happens, it doesn't matter whether it's Duke, Cameron, or in this instance, Jones. If that happens, Maroochydore just haven't been able to defend it well. And that's how Sherwood like to score.
Back in the middle, they go. McDonald got the hit out. Thomas, he should get the clearance. They go forward. That kick's a good one. Spots up Robinson. Probably just out of range at the moment. Robinson, when he goes into the pocket, he's got a man alone in there, just inside, attacking 50. Just trying to pick that player up.
I think he might be going for goal here.
I think he might be too. He's gone across the face. Who's in best position? McDonald was there. Quick snap. Goes right to the line. Is it going to be touched? It will be knocked through for a minor score. Good kick nonetheless.
I think it was Holt just threw it on the boot.
There's no problem with the accuracy, just the distance. So they move to 10-8-68. 3 points in arrears of Sherwood. 11-5-71. Ball comes, big kick in.
Adam Smythe, he's been good since quarter time.
Yeah, he has. Yep.
Obviously had the chance to be a lot more involved as the ball spent a fair bit of time in his team's defensive 50s. Kick inside forward 50, roved by Sherwood. And in the end, they just elect to kick it to the contest. McDonald can't take it. McIve wrapped up straight away by Glass. Ball spills loose. Hand pass against the boundary. Clark, who has made his way onto the field, fumbles it out over the boundary line. A couple of changes for the Magpies. They get to bring on Cameron and Collins, two of players that have been very good today. Boundary umpire's made his way in about 10 metres. Max McDonald and Ethan Harris. Been a contest and a half this afternoon. That throw was quite flat. McDonald tapped it down in front. One-on-ones everywhere. Fry taken by Thomas. In fact,
taken high.
Taken high.
Fry with the ball. Centre wing. Gilda runs past. Got company. That's surely not 15 metres. The umpire allows it.
They did not want to give away 50 there, Maroochydore.
Travelled about 7 metres. Clark. Been good this afternoon. Kick goes up towards the centre wing. Good knock away. Fry's in best position though. Spins out of the tackle. Then feeds a handball to no one really in particular. Comes out of defence.
In play.
And ball rolls over the line. The kick came from Kobe Young. Been good in the second half.
Yep.
Quiet first half. A couple of goals in that third term. Right on centre wing. 3 points the margin. The Roos trail it. 5v10 on the ladder. Could be an upset brewing here.
Right, just right.
Put a saddle on him.
Well, he had to, because otherwise he's going to fall directly into his back and give away a free kick.
Both rucks grab each other. No free kick. Gilda was there, taken down and tackle. In fact, it wasn't Gilda.
I think it was Collins. I think Collins. It was the 217s.
Yep. He's been great this afternoon. Collins would certainly be featuring high in my votes. Handball goes out to really no one in particular. Hahn was there. He was just knocked off the football. Chance for Sherwood to go forward again. Good grab taken out there. It was by Dylan Nelson. Nelson goes to the top of the square. Ball spills off hands. Here's an opportunity. Is it a goal coming up? It is. And real danger signs now are starting to open up for the Roos.
Jonathan Giles, brilliant crumbing goal. Could be a dangerous spot. And even though Cooper Delaney spoiled that one nicely, going back with the flight of the ball.
A good kick, though, by Nelson.
A smart kick.
Yeah, it wasn't... He didn't put it deep into the goal square where it could easily be knocked through. He really centred it and brought it to about 25 out from goal. Real hot spot, so they extend their lead, 12-5-77. Now lead it by 9 points over Maroochydore, 10-8-68. We're 13 minutes here into the final term.
They've kicked all 3 goals this quarter, 3 on the trot.
And alarm bells are really starting to ring for the Roos, aren't they? They really need the next one.
I think it's now 17 of the 22 goals been kicked right at the screen today. So Maroochydore are going to have to buck the trend now, especially as they are 9 points down. Jones, the head out forward, and then helping lay a 2-man tackle. The golden glow of the sun starting to rebound or reflect off some of the players. Wilson's in the middle now there as well. Fry's trying to shake off Hahn, he can't. I tell you what, there's 8 players forward of the ball here for the Roos. It's one-on-ones everywhere.
Big fist over the top was by Wilson. They get the ball forward. Schollard's there, was grabbed without the football. Should have got the free kick. Eventually does get the free kick. This time for the push in the back. Wants to wheel and go. probably too far out to score, so he just puts it to the top of the square. Who's there? High flyers are there. Quick hack kick came out of there by Thompson.
Oh,
He gets
Johnson
it into
McIver.
McIver. He too has been good this afternoon. Both 17s have been good for their respective sides. I don't think he's within range. Again, he just puts it to the Scollard, who probably should have marked it in the end. Couldn't complete it. Ball spills the ground level. They've got plenty of numbers around here, the Magpies, and they're growing in confidence. You can sense that as a quick kick comes out of defence. They just seem to be running a little bit more on top of the ground. Tackle taken, the umpire said taken highly. And it'll be a free kick coming back to the Magpies.
Thomas Holt, I think, is on the ground behind play.
It'll be McCarthy with the free kick. They've got their tails up now. Ball gets
Sherwood,
out over the
free
back.
kick.
Free kick. Yep. We'll come back to Sherwood. Can go forward again. This time, not sure which way to go. The kick just favours McDonald. That's of the Bradley variety. Eventually he takes it easily and then heads off for a trot and kicks the ball as far as he possibly can. Gets it between wing and half forward. Turnover again though. Here's an opportunity now for Sherwood. If they can break the tackle, that's the Duke. The Duke delivers. Inside attacking 50. Cameron's there. How's it going to sit for him? He now picks it up. Goes left, goes right, goes short. That was okay. Spots up teammate there in Giles. Giles, they get it. Cameron gets it back. Snapshot at goal. Through for a minor score.
No, it'll be a boundary throw in. It's at the post, I think. The goal umpire followed it all the way in. And it hit
I thought it was comfortably inside. I thought it was a couple of metres inside.
In fact, it's out of bounds on the full.
My eyes must be playing tricks on me. And it'll be McDonald, the free kick. Kicks out wide. That was okay. They can go forward again, up towards between wing and half forward. They keep the possession of the football here. Is that Wilson? Goes through a bounce. Now he wants to kick in towards full forward. No mark taken. Ball spills to ground level. Here's an opportunity. Kick in towards goal. It's missed. Was that Young?
Yep.
And through for a minor score. Probably had a little bit more time than he thought. Kobe Young, they go move on to 10-9-69. 8 points in arrears now, Sherwood. 12-5-77. Golden opportunity went begging.
So Meakin kicking duties turned over. Robinson quickly to Govan. Well, he had Wilson short. Fix a hand pass. The shot on goal or four short. Numbers there. Young out the back. No minor score. The Roos.
And that kick that's type of kick that hasn't worked for him all day.
Correct.
And
It
really,
needs to be
it's a defender's delight. That's how they probably like the ball coming in. On top of their heads, only a few metres out.
They're going to risk it. The Magpie straight down the middle. Clark goes up uncontested. Don't know how that was allowed to happen. But he's got players goal side. Fletcher going back with a fly to the ball. Good mark.
Numbers going to give the handball off.
You've got numbers now in the middle. They in no way can park the bus here, Sherwood. Great kick from Fletcher, but he'll probably get it back. He'll have to gather it, fends off a tackle, and then, well, not a great hand pass, but it works out in the end okay. That doesn't go 15. So Clark forced to dump kick it down the line. It'll probably work out for him, though. Mark dropped by McCarthy. And then the ball's there about... A lot of players around it, and in the end, about 4 of them on top of it.
See, there's high stakes here now, Riley. 18 minutes gone. Final term. Both sides desperate for a win here this afternoon.
Sherwood to keep their finals hopes alive. Maroochydore to cement their finals hopes and try and climb up the ladder. Govan, clearance, risky kick. Wagner 1-on-2, wins the day for the moment. He tapped it, then he was wrapped up straight away. He's definitely a bit ginger.
Yeah, you can tell. Yep.
They've put Kobe Young to full forward at the moment. Sherwood have dropped one behind the ball. Both coaches' boxes barking instructions. Govan. He might have been worthy of a free kick there, but the umpire didn't give it to him. So he's got to toss the ball back to him. Jones and Max McDonald. Max McDonald, the height, the hit out. Duke gathered it, fumbled it. Thomas just shoved a Sherwood player in the ground. So a bit of a war of attrition here for Sherwood, killing a bit of time. Gilda's the spare player back. I wonder if it's almost worth putting Wilson around the ball. He's had a couple of clearances today. He's just been able to burst through. Free kick, Ronchi, high. Delaney working wide. Still there. He's going to go to his skipper instead, broadcast side. Going to play on straight away again on his left foot. His kick is long. Side forward 50. Easy to cut off for Sherwood. Collins. And going nowhere. So again, another kick that just sits on Sherwood's, on the heads of the Maroochydore forwards. Sherwood have killed it well all day.
And they can't get a run and jump at it. That's almost getting caught under the football. Just not getting any separation at the moment. Now a chance for the Magpies to bring the ball out of defence. Big rucks go up. No mark was taken. Ball gets to ground level. Opportunity for Giles. Jonathan Giles, his kick was Lux of Fortune, finds McCarthy, feeds it off. This could be the open goal. This could be the sealer.
He's
and
missed.
he runs in and misses from point blank range. Oh, dearie, dearie me.
How has he done that? Jack Clark.
Jack Clark.
Well, we've said it a few times that people might not be too impressed when they go back and watch the clips.
It might be a turnover coming back again the other way. They clumsily try and bring the ball out of defence. Thomas was there, throws it onto his boot. That might work out okay. Handball over the top. That was by Robinson. Now they get the ball up towards centre wing. Is that
Wagner?
Wagner, I thought. Yeah, long way up. Feeds it back. Not a great kick. Might turn out okay for them, though. Handball was fed back. That was from Thomas. Again, another sloppy handball. They'll eventually work it forward through Wagner. Little kick in towards full forward, chopped off. That might have been Nelson working back there as well. Nelson, his kick's a good one.
Well, what you don't want to say bizarre, but an interesting 2 minutes of football from Clark's miss to that passage of play. Kick down the line, intercept mark. Harry McIver. He's going to go and switch it to Will O'Dwyer. Takes the mark. He's got Stuart short and Brad McDonald working a bit longer. He's around, so the umpire tells him to play on. He just gives the hand pass off to Harry McIver, who kicks to, not a good kick. Not a good kick at all. It's a 2-on-5 in the end, and a 1-on-3 in the air. So for Sherwood, easy enough to kill the ball out over the boundary line. I tell you what, though, fatigue has massively crept into this game all of a sudden.
Yeah.
A lot of skill errors from both sides. We've got a blood rule now for Sherwood. So I think it's Matt Dillon. And this does give the Roos an opening because Dillon's done quite a good job on Mitch Schollard today.
He has, yep.
Tell you what, Josh Govin's waiting to come back on. I don't know why they're not bringing that sub now.
Well, they've got the blood rule in play.
They need to get their skipper back out there as quickly as they can. Sherwood have got a spare behind the ball. They've had him there for about 10 minutes now. So Harry McIver's the spare from Maroochydore. He's rolling up to the stoppage. McDonald does well. Jonty McIver just throws it on his boot. Well defended. That's Gilda.
Done some good things this afternoon. Also flew for Mark of the Year as well. Contender. Goes with the kick. Around the outside. They've done well here at the stoppages all afternoon. Panthers, that time they couldn't, the Magpies, that time they couldn't get it clear. The umpire said sling tackle.
No, it was a good call because he ended up on his head. You put a tackler, or you tackle someone, you put them on their head first with the slinging motion. It's Ben Thomas. He wheels around straight away. Kick over the top. He had Wagner leading at him. Oh, what a mark! Need them to turn around. They've tried that kick all day. It's Wilson. And Wilson just plucked one in the air. We haven't seen that often, David.
No, we haven't. No. And boy, did they need it. They trail by 8 points, 24 gone here in the final term.
Aaron Wilson has to kick this goal for his side. From almost directly in front, 30 metres out. It's low, it's straight, it's home. It's 2 points the margin. Sherwood 12-6, 78. Maroochydore 11-10, 76. 24 and a half minutes gone here at Neil Upton Oval. Aaron Wilson has 3. And Maroochydore can sense an opening.
If they were to lose this from here, Sherwood, which is a possibility, the one that will haunt them will be the Clark running into that open goal. It could have put the lead out to 14 points. What a rude missed opportunity that was.
Both sides have had their opportunities. Wagner missed one from near the top of the goal square.
He didn't even score with his.
No. So it's 2 points. What have we had? We've had 4 goals this quarter and a lot of stoppages plus a blood rule. So I suspect there's probably some in the vicinity of 3 to 4 minutes to go. Either ruck got a hand on it. Good bounce by the umpire. They bounced the ball pretty well today. Fry, hand pass back is nice. Harris, he's got a runner nearby. Meakin. Kick doesn't find the target on the full. But it works out in the end. Cameron at full stretch, can't grab it. Harry McIver breaks the tackle in the shade. Kick cut off by Fletcher. And this presents an opportunity for the Magpies. Not a great exit kick, just threw it on his non-preferred.
Probably need to be more goal side, boundary side too with the kick. Sort of put it back into the corridor where Fletcher was good enough to take the mark.
Now, the most important thing, well, second most important thing is the 30 seconds or 40 seconds going to take off the clock here. The most important thing is if he can kick the goal and re-establish his side's 8-point lead. Will Fletcher makes his way in. It's not a bad kick, and the wind just took it. It's funny because the shot on goal he had in the third quarter, left of screen,
went
the other way.
Yeah, yep.
And you could see that kick. It just got to a point
against the breeze
where the wind just took it. So Maroochydore going to risk it down the middle. There's not long to go. Gilder from the back affects a spoil on Young. Got the hand pass out. Jonty McIver, Young, Ronchi. Thomas tries to break the tackle on Meakin. Doesn't work. Sherwood don't have a spare behind the ball at the moment, so even numbers at the stoppage. Thomas working through, flicks it nicely. Heard O'Dwyer's voice. Got it out. Stone will get there first. Gilder will kick it away. Clean hands from the Magpies. Austin on his right foot. Two-handed ball drop. Thomas going back with the flight of the ball. Going to win a free kick for High. They've got to move it quickly. There's a sense of urgency from the Maroochydore boxers.
He's been good since half-time as well.
He throws it on the boot up to half forward. Wagner's around it. Bennett. Ball knocked out. Taking the tackle. They want the free kick. Maroochydore umpire on it straight away. Ball up. Who is going to get dangerous here? It's Wilson in the goal square. Matt Dillon came off the blood rule a few minutes ago. He's still on the bench trying to get on. The Magpies by 3 points. Stone trying to work through the clearance. Flicks out closer to the Roos goal. Dump kick.
Oh, well done.
Tackled as he kicked it.
Good smother.
Ball up straight away.
Might have hurt himself as well. Might have been Scollard with the smother. I think it was. 28 minutes gone here, final term. The Roos trail it by 3 points, but they've got it at their end of the ground. Little quick kick round the corner. Didn't travel the required distance. McIver's there. Tries to feed him off. Ball spills out. Opportunity for the skipper. His kick goes across the face of goal. It's going to work to the boundary line, the right forward pocket. They'll get another chance to reload. 28 and a half gone. Can they get something out of this forward thrust? The Roos. Starting to get very chilly up here too.
A lot of tension around. Ball tossed back into play. Oh, he went without it. Shot on goal. It's near the goal line, one-on-one. Players from both sides. It's almost impossible to tell who it is down there, especially now that we have the shadows creeping onto the field. But the Roos were almost through. They trail by 3 points. McDonald, Harris, the hit out. Tapping it forward. Harry McIver will get there first. Hand pass back to a teammate, wrapped up straight away. There might have been some supporters from Sherwood on the far side there calling for ball, but umpire not paying it.
29 and a half gone.
It's super tense.
Just the 4 goals this final term. Neither side love this next one. All locked up between centre and half forward. Umpire will ball it up. Around about 70 metres out. Maroochydore goals. Just about to tick into 30 minutes. So not long in this contest. Umpire's found a free kick. Not sure which way it's going.
I think he's going to ball it up again.
He's going to do it again. Valuable seconds off the clock there as well. As the ball's locked in, we'll have another stoppage. Ticked into 30 minutes now. Tension at an all-time high here this afternoon, Neil. Upton Oval. So many players around this football. Who can get it out of there? Eventually, it's a little kick for the Magpies. They get it up towards half forward where they've got a one-on-one. How's it going to sit? Handball fed out over the top. Yeah, just players everywhere here. They're saying hold it. That was Fry. Locking the tackle on. And now they'll ball it up. This time it's at Sherwood's half-forward line. Got to move it quickly. The Roos to get it out of there. It's all or nothing football now. Quick kick goes in towards the forward line. I think it's McCarthy, is it? Takes the mark. And he can use all the time he needs. Well, use his allotted times because they lead it by 3 points. Won't be the easiest of kicks. Almost right into the teeth of the Breeze. Surprised he's not using all his time. Got to start at the left pocket. He does. He starts at left, but it just drifts across the face. So maybe one more opportunity for the Roos. 31 and a half. That you can hear him go down the middle. And that's where they go.
They do. Heap of players. Mark taken. Gilda. Siren. Sherwood.
That was actually Collins with the mark.
4 points.
Yeah. They look a bit alike, those two. Wow. What a game.
You can see how much it means to the Magpies. Big huddle of players. Big group hug at the end. Had to do it the hard way. They definitely didn't start anywhere near as well as what they would have liked. They trailed by 17 points at quarter time. 5 goals to 1 in the second term meant they went into the long break up by 4. They gave up a goal for an offload on 3-quarter time, which meant the margin was 7 points. But they were going to the goal-scoring end in the final quarter, and they kicked the first 3 of the last. And despite Maroochydore having 3 or 4 minutes to get themselves back in front, they couldn't. They had to defend Sherwood, and they did so grimly. And in the end, they get to travel back down the highway with the all-important 4 points.
Well, that's 2 losses to the Roos this year to Sherwood. No, might rue those as costly losses as well. But for Sherwood, it certainly keeps their season alive.
I tell you what was costly, Maroochydore, 1 goal 4 in the last quarter, and that miss to Wagner very early. That would have actually put the margin out to 13 points. We did see Jet Clark as well run into an open goal. Miss.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have forgiven himself if they didn't walk away with the 4 points, but they get the 4 points, and that's the margin it was in the end, was 4 points. Just quickly, the goal scorers for Sherwood. Jared Cameron finished with 3 goals, as did Ethan Duke, 2 each to Harry Jones and Dylan Nelson. Singles to Jonathan Giles and Will Fletcher, the skipper.
For the home side, in bitter defeat, Aaron Wilson, 3 goals, 2 goals to Kobe Young. Very good second half from him. Singles to William O'Dwyer, Lachlan Robinson, Mitch Scollard, Thomas Holt, Jonty McIver, Lockie Stewart. For the Roos, when you look around best players, Harrison Ronchi was good all day down back. Ben Thomas around the clearances, as was Bailey Hahn, and I quite liked Kobe Young and Adam Smythe after half-time.
And Brad McDonald, I thought, was pretty good down back as well for them. For Sherwood, well, they had a lot of players. There was no real 4-quarter player this afternoon.
Well, because they started so poorly.
Yeah, well, that's right. And But
Ryan Gilder, I've just got some of the
Yeah.
notes I had scribbled down back. Owen Collins, your VFL
Yeah.
player, he was
I
pretty good.
thought he was outstanding. I would have given him the 3 votes this afternoon.
Ethan Duke and Cameron, 3 goals apiece, particularly in the first half when or in that second quarter when they got back on top, were super important. I quite like Tom Fry's tackling in the last quarter.
Yes.
I thought
Yep.
he caused a number of stoppages where it looked like the Roos could get out, but then probably almost unheralded with the defensive efforts of Matt Dillon and Bailey Thompson, 31 and 21, who did a pretty good job of killing the ball all day.
Yes, yeah, they did. And well, I think they might have played into the hands a little bit, two of the Sherwood defence, because they would have been delighted the way it was coming in. It was reasonably easy ball to kill this afternoon.
Could be a season-defining victory for Sherwood. They play Cooperoo next week at home, a chance to get their season right back on track and notch up consecutive wins for the first time since earlier in the year. From Maroochydore, they've got the local Sunshine Coast Derby up next week against Noosa. They need to win that game to stay inside the 8. That's a real another 8-point game. But thanks very much for tuning in this afternoon to the TPIL Lawyers QAFL action. Thanks to our production partners in Double Take Sports, and thanks to the umpires, sponsors in Bradham's Windows and Doors. Thanks for joining me up here, David, on the sunny
Riley.
coast. A great day of footy. Congratulations to Sherwood. Have a great afternoon, everyone.